veto. MOUZ are trying something different. Falcons are too, though. They're bringing in Mirage to kick it off. So it's a question of who's more prepped for this new veto in the series. They can't sit back on what they already know about their opponents. But when you play a team this much, a lot of it will come down to what you remember from your last games. There's going to be a lot of mind gaming, a lot of second level play. And I think for MOUZ, they know it doesn't matter how many times you lose in a season if you win at the Major.
All roads lead to this one. And it's going to be a hell of a challenge. We begin with MOUZ on the CT side of Falcons map pick.
You just want to win at the Major. The stakes are high.
Dual Berettas await down beneath the palace. Jimmy given a chance first, but it's Brolin with the frag. Good turn. Zershin's got a triple. And as Nico comes out, Rampy's pop. MOUZ were ready for that one.
Good Lord. What a start here for MOUZ. Every kill falling into place. Game plan's perfect on the A site. Off to a good start. Again, it's a fresh map to kick it off. MOUZ are going to be wondering why it's Falcons who wanted to change it when they didn't have to necessarily.
Well, fresh in that their last matchup started here too.
Yeah, it's like
it's the newest edition. Obviously, didn't go so well for MOUZ last time either, so gotta find your footing, and I think a pistol will take off that bit of pressure immediately. We got a Nico Desert Eagle out on the field, Glocks all across it. You know, Falcons are a team that we know can push every team to the absolute limit. They only lose versus the best, and MOUZ aren't on that list that they really lose to. But beyond that, you know, Falcons within Budapest specifically don't come in with as tenured as a boot camp as other teams. And they've also only beaten so far teams you'd expect them to. A victory over Passion, a victory over Imperial. I mean, these are chumps as far as Falcons are concerned. MOUZ pushed to the limits already versus Spirit and the Paravision best of one. You know, they've shown us what their game looks like.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, it's the first real test here for Falcons in this stage. But, I mean, they earned their place because they just crushed in their last two maps. So even though the opponents were weak, they were so far apart from them that it obviously makes you feel that this is going to be no different than their other series. But that little bit of extra pressure, the fact that this one is the game that matters when all the other ones didn't matter quite as much, it's the only things that Falcons have to sort of overcome. And if they do, it'll be more of the same.
Guns come out in the third here for the Falcons. Ooh. Missed chance there for the Opper. Or rather, excuse me, that was just Spinks. Thought we were trying to throw a sniper up onto the catwalk, but no op here for either squad.
He was just trying to get up on Cat.
Yeah.
For the moment, there's like a little gap over in B, but there's nothing fast coming out of Falcons, so they don't have much to be worried about.
Bit of a shame, though, that there is this kind of like missed mechanical opportunity for MOUZ. Bit embarrassing, but that's fine. Spinks will still just get into the windowsill, act like nothing ever happened. Flash into the ramp.
Yeah, that's
Feet spotted here by Nico, but they disengage slightly. Brolin staying just on the cusp. Honestly, going back to the window smoke. Oh, mistakes both sides.
Yeah, this one might be a bit more impactful. That minute smoke, that's this walk up now. Kicksan's wondering, are we going to get paid for this?
Yosuke drops that Molotov to give Kicksan space on catwalk, but we've got two players very close to the other side of these bricks. Kicksan slotting in with that Galil. Kind of draws the attention of Torji, who takes a glance, but they don't catch that timing, and so Kicksan's got the easy execute. Man advantage here in the first gun round of the Falcons. Pressure over towards the player Van. Torji's got targets in the open, and he will lay down lead for the double kill. All while Jimmy's able to recover that pressure off of the first attempt, and then the headshot out from Zershin. You've got support on the scene, and with Nico nowhere to be found, bomb possession over, MOUZ put the right pieces in the right place and win off the 4v5.
So it was clear from the first round that MOUZ were going to show up and aim today. It's already a slow start now for the Falcons, and this is a round where they get a 4v5 despite their window smoke coming down. Kicksan takes the risk of walking up Cat. No flashes into window, no mollies either, just tries to sneak by, gets the kill in window, and from a 4v5 with ladder room on a B split, they still lose.
Good shooting here from Torji without the op on either end.
And he had to make last-second adjustments, backing up off of Cat, going into the site. He was just trying to get away from Cat, now that they lost it.
Ooh, our official betting partner with the odds towards Falcons. I think that's just, again, because of the head-to-head. Now he's trying to tap back into Dallas. The last time they were able to defeat the Falcons. And if memory serves, not this iteration.
Yeah, I mean, they even played the major with Magisk, right? So.
Kyosuke, Desert Eagle, ready for the contact. Doesn't find his chance to strike. Remember, Nico comes in after saving that last round with a purchase for this solo AK. See if he feels the need to kind of stay alive and see what the Deagles can open up with, or whether this one rifle will give MOUZ something to think about.
It's a game of give up space, but not too much, because Falcons are doing a good job of really crawling up into some key spots to force you to make a bad move.
It's going to be Spinks and Ladder. This is where he died from when Kixan was able to slip the net.
Wow,
that is what you're looking for. Speak of the devil. Kixan straight in with the Desert Eagle headshot.
And with the mid control came a little pressure to peek that ramp.
Spinks gets spotted. Nico's AK's now been found. Feeling like you had to get something going, but you've at least still got two defenders here for MOUZ. Pressure's inbound, AK included. Side of connector held for the first two. Xerxin at least able to deal with the sidearms, but now you've got rifles picked up all across the board. Torsi with a chance to be the hero. Bomb being planted in the spam. Oh, he gets it!
Can't get one by Jimmy.
Nico's got those two kills quickly. Still time to plant this. He's got to scoop up that bomb. Wallbang is connected, but he's missed his chance to win this off the bomb plant. Nico walks away.
Got to give him credit. That was a great spam, and if he had finished that kill, he does open up a chance to win the round straight up. Would have been a very hard retake for Torsi. Really lovely spam from Jimmy, right? Ultimately, that's what makes the difference.
Like 6-7 bullets into that spam. Good on Xerxin as well, holding back those pistols on connector, kind of slows down Nico for a moment. And awkward for him. He keeps looking away, worried about a flash maybe. You know, once the AK's on the field, for all you know, there's utility with it.
Sonic trying to fire him up. They bring that round close with one AK, so it's still a good, well-called round. But it's not often you see them struggling off the jump versus MOUZ.
And connection. Round right there with it. It'll give Falcons something to think about, but luckily Nico got away with the AK, so still a part of this full buy. Certainly kept MOUZ on their toes with that single AK purchase of round 3.
Use an extra molly to replenish the top boxes.
Still
no T's here.
For m0NESY, but there is one for Torsi. He'll find Tesses over towards the apps. m0NESY can't get that instant entry, just pressures Brolin. Here's the push out from Nico. Jimmy's dead, and Nico catches the second frag. Can Xerxin multi-kill again? Peels one off, retreats over towards jungle, and m0NESY's gonna catch him. That's man advantage for the Falcons. Torsi back to ticket. We saw him clip the wings of Kixan trying to climb over Palace last round. This time, Kyosuke dead. Smoke bounces off into his face.
Man, did you really want to give him one extra kill?
And there's a small gap here. Remember, m0NESY's down to the 50 HP. There's no utility here for the MOUZ side of things, and Falcons still worried about where Spinks is at. But Spinks stands on the opposite side of that smoke. Just sitting within this. They're so concerned about that connector catwalk pressure, they don't realize it's a double up. They plant for him. Unprepared for that left side peek. Now m0NESY, insta-headshot!
Oh, come on now!
Make it 2! 3 kills on the round, and m0NESY shows us a little rifle prowess.
No kidding, that's big money, m0NESY. What a clutch. And you know, after that last peek, he was just going to tuck forever, make that impossible to get the bomb planted. Oh, so nasty.
So fast. Just as quickly as he swings with the AK, he'll upgrade into the op. Falcons flexing a bit of star power in the first 5 rounds of play.
They needed that to get the engine started, that's for sure.
Big clumping of Falcons outside of the A site.
Yeah, a bit of a riskier for them trying to run this one fast.
Just that, FAMUS down beneath Palace, eats the flashbang. Brolin tucked into the corner. Oh! Manages to find TSS, then the jumping Kixan MAC-10, a notorious MAC-10.
Bomb planted for default. This one will be open. Yeah.
Pops it open, Kixan bested, Zershin's got his. Right now it's Torji and Zershin that are trying to keep MOUZ in these rounds. m0NESY back-to-back clutch attempts, this time 1v3.
They gotta wait for Spinks to get some info back. m0NESY has to be active.
Chucking that smoke forward, m0NESY tries to play around. Oh, and he gets found out by Torzi. Torzi with a triple.
I don't love how they go for the default plant right away. I mean, it's 2 times now that they've left CT as a liability against them. This is a spot where they come in from the right side. They aren't going to take CT control, and they only go 1 for 1 on the kill, so it's not like they've really pushed everyone back so much. Like 3 CTs are waiting here. Them having an HE is not unfathomable from this spot, so. I mean, getting the bomb down early, you know, sometimes you criticize the team for getting the bomb down too slowly, and then they don't wait for they don't use their smokes to their advantage, but. If they adequately covered it, they could have justified that spot, but they didn't.
Kosuke's got targets here. That bottom connector push from Zershin tucks back in, and Spinks sticks around a little too long. Wasn't ready for the corner peek, and that's man advantage Falcons yet again. 10 kills on Torji, 10 frags for Zershin. It's a deadly duo out of the gate here, 6 rounds in.
And I just felt that last call was a little risky for Falcons because the full A rush is sort of all or nothing. And, you know, you would like to see them try to grind down MOUZ's economy a little bit more so that even if they lose, it's close. But this definitely can make up for that position. Oh, TSS, the timing is perfect for Zershin.
Just this creepy crawl off of Catwalk. Zershin doesn't waste a second with that one. Nico doubling back is going to find presence here by Jimmy. Oh! Looked like he had the jump on him, but Jimmy reacts. Zershin tries to keep that pressure up, but then just gives man advantage back over to the Falcons side. Or rather, the evened out 3v3. FAMUS, it's going to be good enough. Brolin catching the kill to connector. That's going to cut off bomb temporarily. And as Torji still awaits his target inside of A site, you're just not going to see anything yet.
Yeah, you do need a big mistake out of this. There's going to be no ops coming in to hold CT spawn. Plant won't be free either, and the bomb's awkwardly in connector.
They don't want to give over another kill the way that Zershin stepped into middle and died. m0NESY eating a flash. Very uncomfortable here. Still has 60 health to work with, but that layered MOUZ defense out towards middle still gives enough time. Kixan tries to chase it down. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's really close.
I think he's got it.
They're rushing him down. He'll cut down a player, and that's going to flush them off. Jimmy standing at the end of this one guarantees MOUZ's 6.
It's a good example of why material advantage matters a lot. Like, there was no way to counter that play. Brolin knows he can just die and win. But 3 times now we're seeing Falcons struggling to get the bomb down on the A site safely. They're kind of just closing their eyes and hoping in some of these plants. And that is just so many rounds on the board here for MOUZ. Quickly into another timeout. By coming back, it's going to be just fine for Falcons. They won't have mollies, which is one thing, but maybe they can afford one more. It's going to take the wind out of the default. This head-to-head is something we're going to be paying attention to today for sure.
Hell yeah.
We're looking at, you know, m0NESY's major, and I mean, this is a kid. 2024 it was like big events were the place that he delivered the most. This year it's been the opposite.
Oh, easy one for Torji. Said we're going to be watching it all night long. Well, you don't get to watch it very long, do you?
Torzi with fans is a different beast too. Crowd's been all over him.
It's a new monster that nobody's really had to deal with before, so feels like he's enjoying the limelight. Both Both ops with a good spawn take that fight towards mid, and it nets MOUZ 5v4. You know, there's 3 opening kills so far in this half for Falcons' favor. Only one of those go their way. Nico's gonna find the answer back, but I mean, losing TESS to the top of middle still leans this the MOUZ way.
Yeah, that is brutal. Just I walk up on Cat. I mean, it's so early in the round to be down this many.
Gotta be careful though. I mean, Torji could die to this Palace push.
Absolutely, and he's making a fast
Yep,
step.
yep. Kyosuke's gonna jump on that. Finds it with timing, all while Brolin went for that ramp push.
It's a little awkward though, because the T's that are rerouting are most likely not going to come back through Palace. Brolin's got the push down on the A ramp, and Kyosuke could assume that he's around this area, but they don't know how far he would have gone. It's going to be really slow to the crawl, and they still kind of have 2 players over on A. They've given Jimmy the keys to say, whatever you want over on B site, but we're going to focus on this side of the map, and it's the right move.
Oof, timing, but he eats the dink, man. Gets the better of Kixan, then gets blindsided over by Nico. So aim power at an all-time here for Falcons.
This has been a problem, man. When someone snuck to this side of
Yes,
CT,
sir.
they're planning for it. You got to be careful.
On top of that, the catwalk pressure. Spinks is going to come wide, blindside. Nico into the 1v2. We've already got a clutch on the board for the Falcons. It's Nico's turn to offer another. 2 kills into the round, looking for a 4K total.
Seen some good rifle work from him already this map.
Ducks into the ramp side. Just sits here, gives time over to MOUZ, lets them have their space. They're a little bit worried as to where he's gotten off to, but that smoke on site has faded. Spinks has been towards Ticket this entire time, and Nico searing the rumblings of this retake. Now he's got to make a tough choice. Does he go through the flames? They're defusing this bomb. And they're gonna do it without the kit even, right? 10-second defuse demanded of them, and just putting that right piece of utility in the perfect place. Nico's gotta laugh it off as this is MOUZ just now up 7-1.
You know, iron sharpens iron, and for MOUZ, even though they can't overcome a team like Falcons, Falcons have definitely proved to be very good practice for them this year. They've been the perfect nemesis to expose their flaws and make them make up for what they're lacking in individual one-to-one comparisons in team play. And that Molly lands in the perfect spot. I mean, they could have just offhanded it, but it was impossible to counter there for Nico.
It's just gotta laugh it off.
I don't know if they just found that Molly too. I swear I looked at the utility, didn't see a smoke on them.
I mean, it's possible the way that Torsi got blindsided that he would have dropped a nade. And that was right in the sight, right in the path that Spinks took for the retake. Utility to the top of middle. CT's pushing behind this. Is Kixan gonna be ready for this close proximity of Sershin? Torji's coverage out of the op is great, but it still costs them that front-facing foray. Kyosuke comes out from underpass, bests Brolin immediately. Torji's feeling the pressure now as Falcons come out with a flurry of kills.
Yeah, this is a couple of big misses actually. He walked right through that smoke, and there was someone watching and waiting for that smoke push. So the round starts off 4v4, but instantly now to a 4v1.
It's starting to feel like they've got to get a little more loose in their chasing of the MOUZ players, and MOUZ clearly extending in middle at the start of this round. I think it makes sense that Falcons chase them. 4 players up in the post plant. Most convincing round win so far for Falcons.
Yeah, if the structured attempt, you know, off the jump, your game plan is not going well, sometimes you do need to play a little bit looser and just take a few more risks, just get back into the game.
It'll be enough to give them a second round.
Don't help anyone.
Down he goes. No save allowed. 3 players up for the Falcons. That's the kind of round they need to get back into this one. Money's in a very awkward place as well here for the CT side. I mean, this is going to be a save. Or they're starting to come in with a force buy, but it's going to be an awkward one. It's going to feature 2 pistols here for MOUZ. A scout for Torji. Not a comfortable place to be in after so many rounds won, but cut down in those retakes.
Here's a defining moment then. Big chance for Falcons. That's an early stack towards B. The split's coming in as well. Looks like they're reading this right.
Nade off the wall, drop down in with the MAC-10. Make the best of the little guns, and now Sershin, pressured, has to deliver something, and he will go into the night empty-handed. totally just overwhelmed inside of that B bomb site. Falcons, that is a fresh look.
That's excellent. I mean, the second flash as well, there was no way to fight back against that. That was so clean from Falcons, and even though MOUZ were loosely aware that this was going to be a B play, they had a third player going over there. It was a third player to support a pistol, and it was a moment where they were also just hoping they'd have a second to maybe look for a pick first. So good move for Falcons, 5 up for now. And it looks like they'll save everybody. And you really see how comebacks begin. I mean, one play walking through an underpass smoke, somebody watching it, but they whiff. And then suddenly now you've got a situation where a team's forcing up, they have to save next round. And the lead isn't nearly as intimidating.
Knowing that they've got to take another one on the chin. Official partners' odds almost evened out. What's Torji gonna do about it? I mean, he's been lights out since the get-go. MOUZ know that they had a strong grip on this game. And all it took was one convincing flurry from the Falcons to put everything back under question.
I like the speed and simplicity of the last B hit. I mean, they didn't walk around and get tagged by scouts inside of middle. They really went quickly into their idea. It's not that you should do that every round, but I think that's how you get away with 5 up.
Kicksan's gonna pop this open. Can the pistols make anything of it? Standing there. Oh no, okay, top con spoke as well.
They want connector. I think they made their game plan quite clear, and you see it's a vacated B site. Molly on Cat. How stubborn are Falcons gonna be about this take?
How pesky will MOUZ be with such limited guns?
It can be very pesky.
USP could just give it a bit of a jiggle at the top. We'll see if any kind of a distraction is offered for Brolin. Corner's getting cleared.
Oh, he didn't clear it.
Josuke doesn't fully clear. That'll cost him his own life. Luckily for him, Tessa's there to trade it. Now we're starting to look at the USPs. That was the best pistol of the 4 in the round. Torji collects off of that scout. Oh, and he finds himself another. And they're going to remain adamant, pressing down into Torji. Finally misses. Falcons come through with 2. And they are stubborn that they want that A bomb site.
And if you have all the advantages, all the time, utility, better guns, you still should win. And they show how you do that, but at the same time, I think MOUZ were quite close to actually overturning that round. Still, it'll be a 4th for Falcons. They get 5 in this half. I think they'll be pretty proud of themselves. They burned through 2 timeouts quickly just to get this thing back in order. 1 key round win, and all the effort to get players down in the rounds previous results in the force buy, results in an eco. Any lead in any half for MOUZ is going to be refreshing.
Fast rush. Oh, Brolin. Well done. Insta-kill on Monacy. Falcons thinking they can skip a couple bits of protocol and instead find themselves 3v5, but the answer's already coming together. Brolin tests the waters again. Torji catching one with that op, and we're going to find Kixan in the clutch this time around. Monacy was able to pull his off. Nico, not so much. Can Kixan now? Minute 20 to try to cook.
They try to embarrass him with this close, but
I mean, he's got a player coming from behind, but Kixan still in the middle of it. Oh, it's got the headshot on the Sphinx. Unfortunately, yeah, down to a single point of HP. You'd think this clutch is now impossible.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is, Torji has the full cutoff from this angle. Brolin's going around to the safe play, which is getting into ticket, and Kixan with a molly, he could force a peek, but it's got to be first bullet headshots right now.
He's got the time to try to walk around and catch somebody off. And it's him instead that gets caught on the timing. Well done here by MOUZ to find that 8th round to put an end to what could have been a 4-round streak out of Falcons, but that'll cut them. 4 on the attack is all Falcons find. Fueled by Hungary's local, Torzi to the top of the scoreboard has given MOUZ a reason to be proud of holding back the Falcons' challenge on Mirage. That op was online from the get-go, and there's no denying that Falcons felt his wrath.
He got put in multiple clutch situations this stage and actually has put up a couple of 1v2s. I've seen some impressive stuff from Torzi. The stats have been up and down, but his overall output, it seems he's definitely taken to the crowd. Some crumble when they've got too many fans out there cheering for them. Some thrive in it.
And kind of going under the radar in that first half too was Brolin's successful opening duels. 9 kills on the half, 5 successful opening kills.
Yeah, that last round was
big on him.
Perfect.
The climb up to cut it off. Right now we're gonna get TessS taking a look into the apartments while we get MOUZ fueling a fake execute over towards the A site. That does get a lot of the Falcons players wrapped up by the util. But it also comes with a Nico frag. Now that bomb starts to try to rush over. Kyosuke's inside of the market. Zershin's gonna hit the drive-by. TessS dead with nothing. The newest piece of Falcons trying to step up. What a snapshot over into Jimmy. Man advantage back for the Falcons. Zershin's got the rebuttal. Another challenge into the window. This would be a lot of runway for MOUZ at the start of a critical T-side. Fake plant once, and it's gonna get Falcons to bite. It's gonna get them in the open. Nico dodging shots at the moment as Zershin and Brolin try to find these kills. This duo from G2 to the Falcons goes one and back. And now Nico on his hunt for the third. Misses shots on Zershin.
Oh, he wants to reload so badly. The plant's gonna come down.
Quad kill on the line here for Nico. Zershin's thinking about the swing. Decides to tuck back into the corner, and Nico closing that gap. Slowly gets bested. Quad kill by Zershin again at the top of the board for MOUZ.
He was on a skateboard on Cat. Ran by window, instant headshot. A 4K close out of Zershin, and even though Nico read every peek, a lot of those shoulder peeks were perfect. He never actually stepped into the line of fire with his head. This next shot. Dirty. Yeah.
And all for naught because the other two players that are there with Kyosuke both get killed.
It shows you that aim is, you know, so much of the game, but also probably like Zershin, he can keep up.
Double Desert Eagle here for Falcons.
Kind of a damning pistol to lose. It's just such a tough spot. Falcons just on numbers, right? No pistols in this map.
Good pinch though. Brolin dies out. Kyosuke, the first. Tesses, the second. Sure footing into this B bomb site. Nico misses his chance to strike one down as well. We go back to a man advantage. MOUZ off of the back of that clear inside of the site. Unfortunately, Nico can't deliver. Monacy pause on an AK. Ooh, what could have been. Instead, it's Jimmy in with a 3K. Torzy's going to clear that flank. So, critically, majority alive here for MOUZ as well.
Yeah, they don't care how it went. They kept 3 up, and it was a good hold. But it's so difficult to win on a B hold without something else. A fast flank and a ladder player or something like that. Kyosuke does his best effort getting that deagle kill, and it gets scary, but it's a recovery that's just as impressive. Rounds like that, you can't sweat them. You got to now think about this rifle. This is what matters for Falcons.
Here we go. Kyosuke, M4 up, almost caught with that thing unprepared for the peak. And then we get Nico and Monacy to establish a Falcons advantage. Jump out from the window. Again, MOUZ just trying to take this one by storm. And over towards the marketplace window is pressure that gets the best of Tesses. Nades in hand, awkward moment.
But he can't punish.
He'll chuck that over towards the bomb planter instead, and that's going to be Torzy down to 68 health. They know this T's in the corner. Smoke down, but still, Monacy's going to shave Spinks off of this post plant. Falcons have clawed back another edge. Xerxin and Torzy have been at the top of this board from the get-go for MOUZ. And touching inside of that smoke in a moment. Bench player down. Torzy, 1v3 denied.
Wow,
Monacy comes out with big impact, and Falcons find their 5th early on.
That's 4 on the round for Monacy. Each kill was fantastic, and I'm sure Spinks is regretting peeking into that window when they dropped 2 smokes there to try to hold back that retake. I was right here. Even Kyosuke put into a really tough spot. Got a dink before he died, helped out. Nico got the kill in the end, and then they had good rotates. Ultimately, still, so much of this just comes down to Monacy. That's a game saver here for Falcons.
100%. And it's nice to see from Monacy, right? We've been kind of talking about him at the Major and waiting for him to kind of steal the show. Doesn't do it with the AWP. But he's had a couple of rifling moments now, actually, on this map. Whatever it takes, just get the job done.
You never see a discrepancy in skill when Monacy picks up an AK. I mean, that's always going to be something that, you know, his reputation precedes him just in terms of how versatile he is.
He's one of those guys with so much depth.
Opening, closing, ops, rifles.
Just trying to put it all together at the Major.
Yeah.
Final event of the year. At a Major that feels more open than any Major that came before it. Made to the top of mid, Torzy waiting and waiting. And doesn't get that target. They'll pop that smoke open as well, but he's already tucked back around the top mid corner. So he'll lean back in case there's any kind of forward move from Falcons, but that doesn't look to be the case. Early grouping of MOUZ over towards A. We get that one lurk.
There's only one kit here in play for Falcons, and utility is decent from the perspective of smokes, but that's pretty much all they've got to work with. This is actually, I think, quite a good round to go for an A hit here for MOUZ. This comes down to the hold more than the retake, I think. I don't think there's
that utility
too
drops in front of him.
that, yeah.
Brolin's gonna go through. Kicksan's just waiting for the Palace player.
Kicksan's alone.
Oh, he eats the teammates. No, excuse me, Xerxin pops one at the same time.
This is gonna be really hard now.
Okay, Hail Mary from Monacy,
and
doesn't
again,
connect.
That kid's in the site, they have to go pick it up.
Kyosuke, though, already here on ticket. I mean, he establishes a bit of map control. At least they can try to get this retake going. But yeah, they'll have to push past the bomb, then double back for it. Monacy, missed chance. Brolin with the Galil.
Turn around, get out of here. That's it. That's the final word here for Brolin
so
and CT.
Brolin again, opening kills.
Yeah, and I think the call is perfect from him, man. Like the A play in this round, they drew out just enough utility. They knew that this was going to be a reasonably easy site to take, and yeah, we saw it. If felt like they could see what we saw. I feel like unlike the Falcons A-Rush call, that felt like that's a round you want to grind out a little bit longer. This is like the perfect moment for it.
Sure.
And especially if Kixan's not playing in CT and they smoke all his teammates on the right side. It's like, well, now he's got to dodge all the flashes, all the potential mollies that come his way, and 5 players. There's no one that's going to help him. He might get a flash over triple or something like that, but you know, it's hard to coordinate, especially with how fast they move through that smoke. MOUZ knew what they wanted, and look at them on 11 now.
Yeah, I mean, that smoke did nothing to deter Brolin at all. Even the flash that comes out meant to save Falcons' one defender.
Our expectations have been subverted in many matches at this major so far, and it feels like every game is more surprising than the last.
I mean, you said it kind of in the halftime just to me off air. Like, once you have so many head-to-heads where it's so lopsided, eventually you're going to get that breakthrough moment. You know, MOUZ have done it in the past. We go back to the Austin Major in the quarterfinals versus Spirit. Another head-to-head that, you know, even since then, they haven't really been able to get back their way. But in some of these big games, that is when MOUZ do best their kryptonite. And in this season, Falcons have been that problem for them.
It was them also versus the Mongols in the quarterfinals of Shanghai.
You know, for a team that can't quite seem to complete the runs, still able to beat the first Goliath.
They gatekeep the runs. It says 30 max premium.
So on the brink of a 12th round, still waiting for somebody from Falcons to go God mode. And we've seen the clutches, we've seen the potential, but
man, look how they're clumped right now. Falcons, they don't actually know what's going on this round. They're getting real suspicious about A, and they're actually leaning in the correct direction.
Sure.
That's a nice sign for them. But you can see the way that they're looking. They
must be difficult to lean in this direction as well when we have had MOUZ just go for those B floods at the start of this attack.
Yeah.
You know, no stranger to just jumping out through apartments.
It's going to take a second because they need to get their connector players up.
That still remains smoked at the moment. Already now we're starting to get this push over towards the B site because Kixan's finding ramp for free.
But what happens when you lack information, you start making blind moves.
3 entrances.
Oh, so bad. Kixan, he thinks that this is knowledge is not an A play. They just avoided his only choke point.
3 entrances and MOUZ only played 2. So this is going to catch them off, but Nico could still save it. Insta headshot on Jimmy's, a good start. You get that 3-player flood up through connector. Nico, another execution, triple headshot. Palace players able to try to move back. Spinks has got the answer with a double of his own, but it's too far removed. That was a big moment for Nico to step up, and he does.
Oh, what's so nice is that those kills convert to a round now, finally. We've seen him really light up a round. Couple of 2Ks, excellent aim, headshots only for Nico, as you would expect. But here, the impact directly leads to that conversion. Great A-hold, and it's, you know, it's not Kixan making a bad move, or, you know, if you push a ramp that late into a round and you don't see anybody, like, you can reasonably say it's likely that it's not going to be an A play, but they made sure to leave someone in a spot to punish that can be safe as well. If Nico was over at default, maybe he dies, Kixan can't even come in to help. So he picked a good spot to play off of the fact they pushed a ramp, and yeah, they stretched that A site thin, but they made it work.
That's Nico to the top of the charts as well off the kills. Falcons find that convincing round. Falcons send MOUZ into the bottom of the bin. Desert Eagle here for Xerxin. Timing not quite found.
And even though we haven't had extremely tough tests for Falcons so far this stage, Nico's been incredible.
Sure.
We've seen him some great maps.
You know, this is a test that we know Falcons can pass. In fact, they do every single time this season. But doing it in Budapest was the question.
Still not a huge fan of the way that the first half of that round played out for Falcons.
Sure.
I would have liked to see late retake on mid. I would have liked to see a little bit more info. I mean, I guess the Kixan push in their mind, that's a lot, so fair enough. But if they let this happen again, and, you know, we've got free roam right now for Xerxin, and he's just got a deagle, but his job is to lurk.
All he needs is Nico to put his head on that silver platter.
They're not coming back to clear this either. You just don't want the guy with a deagle to be a problem in a late round situation.
It's a good nade. Spinks chipped down, but he plays ahead of the smoke. Bowie, hold on. No smoke. It's over towards Palace. Wall goes up. Frag goes deep. Over towards that ramp. More chip damage in.
Oh, he took out MONASEE.
Nico kills Jimmy. You've got Zershin trying to activate up through connector, but Nico's got the multi-frag again. Nico steps up in another multi-kill moment, and other pieces of success for Falcons surround him. So stepping up and not as all in on that Nico forward position on ramp. This is better, no? From the setup?
Oh yeah, it is better for sure. I still, you know, there's still some gaps that they don't have full info on, but like Nico's the right spot, and honestly, I think MONASEE dying is just a little unlucky for him. Like right that next second, his teammate gets the instant refrag. So it's overall good. They find themselves in a similar spot to the first half, making a comeback now. Eliciting an eco here for MOUZ. Time to think, time to regroup, and time to build the money up.
Yeah, full save as well. Not one flash, not one deagle, nothing here for MOUZ. You know, we kind of compare this back to the first half, Mohan, when all of a sudden Falcons find a couple of successful rounds back to back, and MOUZ suddenly this game no longer looks like a free close.
I mean, if it gets any closer, like now it's going to be about pistols, right? 2 pistols in this game for MOUZ. That's the whole lead.
So 4-0 start in the first half. 2-0 start here on the attack.
In a matchup like this with your neighboring nemesis, you see every tournament, ending your run over and over again. It's gonna be things like pistols that change that result. Not these pistols, though. This should be no problem.
Yeah, especially with Nico catching Brolin. TeSeS can full focus ahead. Bit of a shooting gallery. Easy. Quad headshot moment for TeSeS. Feed him the unarmored clocks, why don't you? It's a 3-round game.
And what this means now is just that they'll have money to buy. Even if they lose, they'll have money to buy. So Falcons have stabilized very hard. They're a few rounds down, but it does get scary here for MOUZ. So they try to figure out how to close.
Yeah,
and also the last 2 8 takes, they took a lot of the round. They didn't lose a player early. They had all the space they were looking for. They'd even had Falcons believing it was B for a second. Still didn't win that round. How many good chances do you get? Last time out burned here for MOUZ.
$25,000 pool of money on the side of Falcons in surplus. It's going to be a grind for MOUZ. Falcons have kept that door open. And while MOUZ waited for this buy, it still comes in with a limitation. Brolin's Galil, when we talk about his success in opening duels, going to have to do that with a Galil. Could be a daunting challenge, especially in the face of warmed up Falcons players. Spinks tries to get an early angle towards apartments. Instead, all he's going to do is eat that frag grenade. And we've been waiting for kind of Spinks' big moment. Quietly, he's now down to an 8-13 scoreline.
Absolutely. He's got an ace at this event so far. Almost got 2.
And guess what? That came late versus Paravision as well. So you'd be a fool to write him off. But you just think at 55 HP, the odds ever lower in this round.
Cyclone's changing it up. They want to make this a B lane. And it's again Falcons without info on mid. So at some point, you know, you are going to make the wrong move one way or the other.
Kyosuke.
Oh, this is a huge peel back. You actually have Spinks leaving his spot, now working towards underpass. This is turning into an A play all of a sudden. I wonder what has conjured up this moment here for MOUZ.
Going to the A play.
Now we're going to have the reclaim of mid here for Falcons. They're getting really pressed up against the windows. They're not going to see anybody here. But what info is no info in this spot? Surely with no cap player, they're worried about A.
Also, only one smoke for the execute here.
On both sides. They're splitting the difference. Where does Nico go? That's what we have to watch. Got to be CT.
30 seconds to this clock, full-blown execute setup, but that execute only features one smoke grenade for MOUZ. That's going to keep the door open, most likely for Kixan. And he takes an early peek. Now 2 members of MOUZ, sub 50 HP. Kixan wants to go back. They don't have the smoke to cover it, but at least the Molotov to prevent that top stairs peek. It's going to burn out, though, and when it does, somebody's going to come peeking over top of those steps, I guarantee it. Brolin bests Nico. Zershin catches Kixan.
Can they plant?
MOUZ down to 6 seconds. Bomb just got dropped by the wall bang, and there's the pressure up from Ticket. Falcons step up into the fight, and they will do so with 2 players surviving.
Oh, that's massive. I mean, the style of attack was good with the molly on stairs, how they were pressuring CT. No one within the site, but that actually might have worked to Falcons' benefit. Instead of sacrificing one guy like they did with Kixan earlier, they made sure to retake this one together. Now a smile on Kyosuke's face. 2-round game. 3 very good rifle rounds we've seen from Falcons on this comeback, all versus A plays. MOUZ they diverted from their own idea to make this a B hit. We saw that Spinks was up there in B apartments waiting for his teammates to get up cat. But for the first time, Falcons, they come and check mid.
Trying to rally.
And a full B hit late into the round without cat is really unlikely, especially if a team has been successfully taking mid over and over again.
Ooh, already showing a bit of skin towards ramp.
This is one of the scarier rounds because they know MOUZ are going to half buy. They know exactly what they're going to be working with, and it's just about don't make mistakes here.
We'll see what kind of timing MOUZ throw out as well. And it's not all of MOUZ on just pistols either. That Jimmy AK looks for an angle through window already.
Let's see if Nico wanders back in a window. This is what they're looking for.
Kyosuke's allowed this angle wide. Nico's gonna go right on the brink, but I think he saw it.
Yeah, he did.
He prepares himself to go into the duel. Kyosuke still holding towards that bench peak. He wants these players of MOUZ to try to take a step up towards him. Nico then queued up for the window peek. Pistols for the majority here. And Kyosuke confident within that mid-challenge. He will drop Xertion. Still, Jimmy's AK in this mix. We go to 40 seconds. Brolin taking his time over towards the ramp is applying no pressure onto m0NESY. So a shooting gallery down through Con. 5v3 established. 30 seconds now. And MOUZ trying to get this push to go, but m0NESY, it's his show. Easily steps back up to it for another kill off the op, and this one fizzles out already. MOUZ's AK never able to get this challenge going.
Jimmy just wants a fight.
No frags found until this moment. 15 on that clock. Spinks has got the bomb. Oh, this deagle kill. It could have been huge. Would have ran that bomb in, would have had a gun and a clutch attempt late. Instead, a 1-round game, and Falcons right on MOUZ's heels.
This is such a classy comeback out of Falcons. Some tough rounds, some good responses. They're not losing the anti-ecos. Like, it's just been so solid, and they've made up for the pistols and then some. Looked like Falcons were under pressure. Now it looks like MOUZ.
Silver lining, MOUZ's economy stays alive. Purchase back for Torji. Op is here for MOUZ to try to challenge, and you've got Nico kind of playing out on an island. There's a world where he gets punished on some sort of a fallback, maybe an overface. Smoke pop momentarily. Nico still floats down here. Kyosuke gonna fall back. Nico takes a ton of damage for just looking at middle. He is sitting on 25 health now.
He's a good guy to beat up. You know, not opping here with the rifle. Has been very active. Key component. MOUZ are missing some X factor while this comeback is taking place for Falcons. Nico's the one who's shining here. There's no 2K entry to cement the bomb plan and guarantee the round. It's not coming down to a 1v1 retake defuse, nothing like that. Falcons are suited up. This is gonna be the last chance for MOUZ to have real confidence before our round begins.
Finding mid for free this time, right?
Yeah, they found that like 3 out of 4 rounds.
And one time Falcons really push into it, there was nobody home.
Extremely, now we have.
Here we go, fight on ramp, and Jimmy gets bested. Kixan has gotten so much value out of these ramp pushes. Kyosuke starts to turn away from that window push. 3 members of MOUZ up and through connector. But Kixan doubles back, and as he sits towards the Tetris side, there's the strike. Kyosuke gets his, and it's utterly stuffed again. Unfortunately here for Spinks, no bomb possession. Falcons are going to tie this game at 11 rounds all, and just pushing off of the ramp again. Look at the comfort that Falcons have found.
I mean, I gotta give it to Nico. I feel like he's kickstarted this whole thing with his early impact, and his team's just coming together fully. Kixan does a good job of coming back from the ramp. It's a position where Nico was sitting there at Tetris, but if Kixan shows himself, he's also the guy who got the A-ramp push kill this time.
Man, this game is feeling like it's slipping, and this is a Cyclone who has no more pauses.
Yeah, the X Factor moment, I mean, he's probably tried his best to make something happen, but I think they've been trying to put lipstick on a pig with these A hits.
Getting so much value out of these. I mean, Nico doesn't even have to show his hand.
Yeah, and so, you know, Kixan, you know, even if he dies, they're fine.
Yeah, but he steps it up himself. Nice moment for the in-game leader of Falcons. Missed window smoke. MOUZ are feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue to feel it all round long because they do not have the tools for this job. Falcons have seemingly earned themselves a free 12th.
Just another round, just don't mess up, and they haven't so far.
Nothing usually comes for free at this level of Counter-Strike. Xerxin gonna try to keep that pressure on TeSS, who really hasn't been tested for quite some few rounds now. At the start of this T side, that B bomb site had players flooding out through the windows almost instantaneous. And MOUZ have just had this stubbornness about them, taking it back to the A side. And Connector hasn't been able to puncture through.
No, that's been a non-factor. Unable to get any CTs to be, turning around. And m0NESY taking a little risk here. No one up in Palace for him.
MOUZ have surrendered themselves to playing for overtime by coming into this one with just Eagles and Tech-9s. And is this suddenly where they no longer feel that pressure on their shoulders, where they can play a little freely? Kixan again with a double kill off of the ramp push. Now m0NESY's off inside of the ticket hold, and he gets whittled down to 40 HP. There's an M4 in Torji's hands at this moment, and while MOUZ haven't been able to cross over for free, the pressure remains thick. m0NESY's op shot comes in, connects. There's that Tech-9 to try to charge them down, but it's a beautiful flash and a denial. There goes the M4. There goes MOUZ's lead.
Yeah.
Falcons on to 12.
Yeah, that's massive out of Falcons, man. No mistakes here. This entire CT side. Just aggressive enough, just strong enough until the late round, not giving up the opening until it's very late. It's been a game of handshakes in every round. Let's let you exec. They haven't had to push the top mid, no underpass plays, no B apartments pushes at all. And MOUZ haven't tested B almost at all either.
Seven rounds consecutive here for the Falcons. A masterclass of momentum.
Ooh, this one's gonna sting. 2 pistols for MOUZ in this game.
Confidence boiling over for Falcons at this point. Probably feeling untouchable in the calls is Kixan. And m0NESY establishes that first opening gambit. Now Xerxin catching NiKo though. A little Hail Mary here in round 24.
It's the most space that they've gotten this early.
Unfortunately, it's not with anything really behind it. It is just Xerxin trying to operate solo. Kixan off of default. It's gonna get the better of him. And this was all while the rest of MOUZ still just remained in the open, playing their options, but nobody playing to trade Xerxin.
You see, Kioske is such a beast in these spots, patrolling these headshot angles. You can just leave him there forever. And this is finally the moment when maybe it's too late. They want to try to test TeSS on a rifle round in this side of the map, and look who's here.
m0NESY opened up shop with that first kill towards mid, meant to make this 24th round easy. They'll play that smoke, and TeSS only able to get the one. m0NESY here for his second frag, ready to put this map on ice, ready to shatter the dreams of MOUZ of starting this series with a Mirage victory. Masterful calls by Kixan. Excellent performance from NiKo, and m0NESY with the cherry on top closes out a Mirage game that felt like MOUZ's from the get-go. Both pistols fully converted. Strong performance from Torji and Xerxin, and yet it is all for naught.
That's an excellent team performance there from Falcons. You absolutely love to see it. They didn't even have to.
Silly. One more ramp, pistol ramp. Bomb. Two ramp with bomb. Ramp and palace.
Guys,
just play retake.
I'm running CT to Ilya.
Under stairs.
I'm coming CT Ilya. I have two flashes.
Defaulted. Stay alive, guys. Send
Flash behind you.
I flashed Tetris, Maxim. Defaulted city.
Flash CT.
Go. I'm going out. Firebox. Nice!
Nice, good job. Nice, Ilya.
Pimba Maui are here to break down what you've just seen. And before we get into the map itself, gents, from stage 1 all the way through to now, we talk a lot about what the major brings to a player, the pressure that they feel sometimes, the change of atmosphere when you walk in here and it's a major versus something else. We've spoken a lot about how that impacts rookies, but my big question is it impacting m0NESY?
That's a good question, and I think it's a valid question based on what we've seen so far in the tournament. I think the reason why we're asking the question is what we saw in Austin, what we saw in Cologne, what we've seen throughout the year, Maui, where m0NESY have been absolutely fantastic in all the tournaments apart from the big ones. We saw him in Hong Kong 2 weeks ago, play Counter-Strike, like was he the best player in the world? Yet here though, at the Major, he hasn't really been up to par, especially with AWP.
If people just tuned in for the very last round, they're going to think, what are we even talking about? But it took until round 21 for m0NESY to get his first op kill. And about half of his op kills, in fact, I think 4 of them were against eco rounds. So, I mean, I kind of set it up in the pregame, the fact that I've liked his rifling a lot. We saw a great moment from it. But yeah, and to answer your question initially, Tech Girl, it does feel like we're getting a slightly different format of m0NESY, because we saw this was good. By the end of it all, you're happy with what he did. But compared to the exceptional player in Chengdu, in Hong Kong, not quite the same, not living to that same standard, which he created for himself.
Do you think the scoreline was a little bit too close for comfort for a Falcons fan?
I mean, they were lucky to lose that game, to be completely honest. They had to bring it back. In the first half, it felt like MOUZ had the number, felt like MOUZ were the better team. Brolan, as an in-game leader, involved in 10 opening duels, won 7 of them. Felt like he read them, felt like he had a good idea of what the game plan should look like and how to execute it. So, yeah, it was way too close for comfort. And if anything, it was good to see Falcons fighting back. m0NESY stepping up in the second half, but I think MOUZ, on the other hand, will be disappointed they didn't close it out. They had a big lead.
Without a doubt. I mean, I feel like when you look at MOUZ, when you look at some of the plans they were trying to execute there at the tail end of the game on the T side, not necessarily bad ideas, just, again, the margins being stretched by the Falcons players, and huge credit to Kyosuke throughout this one, and huge credit to Nico, because I don't think they really would have had much of a first half to talk about Falcons to give them the buffer in order for people like Kickstand, for people like m0NESY to truly get activated in that second half.
Talking about that first half, though, I mean, there was a moment where maybe the issue that m0NESY has as the Majors is that he needs to stop picking up the AWP and rifle.
It feels like that, and that's why it was nice to see him early on, I think round 5, where he gets the early 1v2 in order to just make sure that there's something to talk about for this game, or else it would have been just MOUZ running away with it 5 in a row to kick the whole thing off. And he is just so precise with the rifle. Again, coming into this tournament with the AK in his hand, he was putting up stats that rivaled Donk in terms of just efficiency with the weapon. And so I feel like he needs to sometimes recognize, yes, the op is so impactful, so valuable, but on the T side, man, you might just be one of the best 3 AKs in the world, so keep to it.
See, that's the thing, right? It's a glass half full, half empty in that regard, because I agree with you, m0NESY is an absolute outstanding rifle player, but he's also an outstanding AWP player. So at what point do you pick up the rifle? At what point do you pick up the AWP? More often than not, I think he can find more impact with an AWP. He can install a bit more fear in his opponents, but if you're m0NESY, you can also have the luxury of saying, like you did here, Mirage, okay, I'm not feeling it, I'm not hitting my shots, I pick up the rifle, and then I find impact and end up being the highest rated player on the CT side for the team. So it is kind of a blessing in disguise for m0NESY. He can do both, but maybe sometimes it's interfering with each other because he's also doubting himself. What should I actually do right now? I'm good at both.
Let's dive in. How did Falcons win this in the end? What was their comeback in that second half?
Well, I mean, round 22, I believe it is. That was the key round in the game. You see the money on the MOUZ side right here. They have 0, 0, 0, 0, and $100 in one of the players. Another round where Kickstand finds an awful lot of impact. Had a great read on it, aggressive on the CT side, and MOUZ kind of ran out of time. It was so clean here for Falcons.
The push into ramp from Kickstand and Nico was great because they were proactive. They didn't want to just play on their heels. And then I love this from Kyosuke, to have the gall to push through the jungle smoke, to find that timing as they're trying to encroach, to create a crossfire that shouldn't even exist. I mean, that's how, again, a Falcons player in Kyosuke is just going beyond his years, recognizing it's MOUZ who are pressured, trying to just shuffle into that bomb site, and he just stops them in their tracks.
Kyosuke and Nico did the work there, I would say. If it wasn't for them, maybe this would have been a very different scoreline.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like all of them did a decent amount of work.
By the end, everybody.
And that's the thing, right? Everyone had a moment in the game where they were the difference maker. Maybe Nico in the beginning of the CT side kept them alive, then m0NESY stepped up, then Kickstand with some proactive plays. So all of them can be proud of the performance. Even Tessus, you know, I know it was against an eco, but shot down a B push, 4 quick kills with the M4A1S. So it did feel like Falcons warmed up into the game, and that's why I think if you're MOUZ right now, you're very disappointed. It was Falcons' pick coming into Mirage. You think to yourself, you win that, you go into Inferno, a map that Falcons notoriously have been struggling on as of late. You're all of a sudden in a prime position to book a spot in the playoff. Fast forward 10-15 minutes, Nico gets alive, m0NESY gets alive, and now you're the one finding yourself down 0-1. So I think if anything, MOUZ right now is disappointed. Nico obviously stepping up, that's great to see, but they had them where they wanted them in that first half.
What could MOUZ have done differently in the second half to be able to close this out with a victory?
Well, close the game when it was up for grabs. I feel like once you allow Nico and m0NESY and Kioski, for that matter, to get a sense of the feeling for the game, you know, give them a bit of confidence, then you kind of missed your window of opportunity in that regard.
I don't feel like any of the strats were really that bad for MOUZ. They were getting really close to the bomb sites. It's just the individuals sometimes were getting them over the line. I guess if I had to outline one thing, maybe keep your extremity player a little bit more active and alive. I mean, we saw in that round there, it's Yimpat that gets caught by that kind of push. If he has a little bit more presence of mind as he's approaching, it's the difference between getting onto a bomb site where you're crunching it or you're the ones that are running into a crossfire.
We're moving on to Inferno. Obviously, this is MOUZ's pick. They look very strong on it. But is there a way that Falcons is able to close this out 2-0 and secure their spot in the playoffs?
I think there is, because I think when you look at the results for Falcons on Inferno, they've actually been getting better. I know in Chengdu, it was a question mark, didn't look too good. In Hong Kong as well, they were tested on it. Vitality picked it against them. I think Furia picked it against them, and they looked good. They looked competitive, even were able to beat Vitality on the map of Inferno. So as much as I agree that it may not be Falcons' strength right now, I don't necessarily think it's a weakness anymore. And that's something they've been bettering in terms of the map.
I feel like watching them at Chengdu versus Hong Kong, what I noticed is that there's just a little bit more structure to how they start their rounds, especially on the T side. At Chengdu, they're walking into open angles. People in the last matchup that they played against each other in their third place decider, Kyosuke's walking into an op bullet from Torzi. You had Tessus walking into a hull stack. You have players that are just maybe taking a few too many liberties early in the round. And so in that last game, they just kind of, Falcons that is, had to just hammer B hits. And that's when MOUZ just kind of came away with it because they knew what was coming before it even happened. But now we're at Hong Kong, they started just having a little bit more direction, a flash towards hull so they can get that sort of space, a flash towards bracket so that Torzi doesn't get an easy pick. And those little extra details set their players up to find those open spaces and take the duels they want.
If I'm not mistaken, that was also the half in that third place decider where m0NESY had 0 ADR. You know, he didn't do a single point of damage throughout an entirety of a T-side half. So obviously that's going to be an outlier. That's not going to be the case here. That's not going to be the case against MOUZ today. So in terms of how much do you put stock into what happened between these two teams last time around, I think the big outlier is that m0NESY was non-existent on the server, and that's obviously going to change today.
MOUZ, we've heard the last 2 days quotes from them. We got to hear comms where it was like, I don't want people sighing into the mic here. Yesterday we heard this thing, I don't want to see you get tilted if we lose here, which tells me maybe concerns mentally about this team being able to reset. If they now lose this 2-0, they obviously drop, they have to fight for their lives tomorrow. Mentally, coming in from the being 2 games up, that's going to mess with them a little bit, right?
We love to speak about pressure, and no one can deny the pressure that Falcons is under, from within, from the community, from everywhere. But I think MOUZ is also feeling a certain amount of pressure. The fact that they haven't been able to win any trophies, and that's always the conversation around them, that's one type of pressure. Torzi, on home turf, if you find yourself in a 2-2 game, all of a sudden, you're not guaranteed to play in the playoff, you're not guaranteed to play in the Budapest Major when you are arguably one of the best teams in the world. I think that's even more pressure than Falcons is feeling right now, which is maybe why we're seeing some of those atypical voice comms coming out from MOUZ.
For Torzi, I just feel like he knows what he needs to do, but I feel like he's actually maybe caged himself, because when he first came onto this MOUZ lineup, he was a loose cannon. The dude was going for so many aggressive plays, but now it almost feels like he's the secondary IGL of this team, and sometimes then you're playing so much by the book because you're trying to make sure that everything's outlined so correctly. I would like him to be a little bit more wild, a little bit more aggressive versus a team like Falcons, because you need to have an X factor when their whole team is filled with X factors. So for him right now, obviously tons of pressure. He hasn't really stepped into this major with the exception of the most previous map, and I'd say 1 versus Spirit. So if he's able to at least tie the series for his own lineup to get the Hungarian crowd something excited about, that would just mean the world for him and to give them confidence in the series.
Does m0NESY show up this map?
I think so. You know,
Definitely.
I think his last time he played Inferno T-side, I saw him in Hong Kong as well. He did a fantastic job, as we spoke about. Had a great tournament, both with the rifle and with the AWP, so I can't see a reason as to why he wouldn't show up. But I am curious to see how Falcons is going to approach this. Last time around, it was a 3rd place decider. One would argue that it didn't mean too much, so I think we're going to get a different dynamic in this game. We're going to get a m0NESY that has more than 0 ADR in the first half on the T-side, and that should change things quite a lot.
I'm most excited about Kyosuke in this one because I feel like every single tournament we're watching this guy play, he's getting a little bit smarter, but he's staying ever so cracked. He's just constantly in 50-50 duels, making it look like he's the one that's advantaged. The way he's positioning himself, the speed, the time to kill is so absurd. And it feels like this is the next generation of aimer that we're getting. Falcons knew that. That's why they went big on him. That's why they just maybe threw away in terms of team dynamics to try to move NiKo away from the star roles. If he's able to lock in this playoff position for Falcons here, I mean, this guy's growing up before our very eyes.
So before we get into this, I just want to remind you, if you're watching at home, that you have an opportunity to win. If you want a blacklight chair, all you need to do is do !blacklight_chair. I've seen some of you missing the underscore. Get it right, okay? You heard me. !blacklight_chair. You can win a chair. It's on all of our English streams, and you can enter on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube as well. So make sure you do that, because you can win a prize. Really quickly, fan sentiment for me when I chat to people in the audience here, they don't seem too concerned about this result because they feel like both of these teams will be in the playoffs anyway.
Sure.
Safe place to play, or a little bit dangerous? Because you can never say never. There's always that one upset at the major.
I mean, I wouldn't like to be in a 2-2 scenario if I were either Falcons or MOUZ. But yes, regardless of who they face tomorrow, they will be the favorite, right? They are one of the teams that you had coming into this major being a title contender. Falcons more so as of late with the way they've been playing. Obviously second in Hong Kong, pushed Furia in the final, and have been looking better and better from tournament to tournament. And you can never discredit the fact that MOUZ always finds a way into the quarterfinals, into the semifinals. So regardless of what happens in this game and on this next map, I still see them as favorites tomorrow, but I wouldn't want to be in a 2-2 scenario. That's pressure.
The thing is, I don't want to be favorites tomorrow against a team I know I'm better than. If I'm MOUZ, I want to beat a team that I haven't been beating. Give me some confidence going into the playoffs. Because right now, there's a big three for me. It's Falcons, it's Furia, it's Vitality. MOUZ is not in that three, but if they're able to take down Falcons here, then we can start a conversation.
It's time, gents. We're getting ready now. MOUZ up against Falcons. Of course, Falcons took their map pick. MOUZ now has the opportunity to equalize. Scrawny, Launders, how is this going to play out?
Oh, Sam, your guess is as good as mine, but I can't help but feel like if I'm putting myself in MOUZ's shoes, you've got a burden in that you cannot defeat Falcons this season. You had them against the ropes in the first map. Everything just comes crumbling down around you. Can't help but feel like Falcons may be stepping over top of MOUZ's little body just one more time this year.
Yeah, I mean, even though it wasn't their map pick, it was such a big opportunity, and they won both pistols, like the lead, everything. They set it up so nicely, and I don't even think Falcons were really pushed that hard when it came to that CT side.
No, not in that streak of rounds they found. You know, silver lining, MOUZ, obviously, it's always Inferno, and the 4 times they've played Falcons this season, 3 of those go the way of MOUZ, 1 of them the way of Falcons. And this is also the map that's had the biggest blowouts to the MOUZ favor. So, let's let them do the talking, shall we? Already
That's
total short
good.
control, already A-site wrapped, but that gap on smoke. They weren't ready for it. So NiKo makes the most of it, establishes a man advantage. Towards he already hears this fast flank coming down from the B site. Will he anticipate a third? Yes, insta headshot onto Kixan. You've got m0NESY in a tough spot. He sends his teammate back towards Boiler to deal with it. And so m0NESY this whole time just kept his eyes on the prize. That's the bomb site. Jimmy, concerned about the potential apartments flank. Beretta's point blank goes down. And now Kyosuke in the clutch. Dodges the apartments player, but a fresh mag needed. Pressure back applied. And he's going to be cleaned out. 3 for 3 on the pistols are MOUZ.
And that's going to be a nice stat if they win. So obviously, you never turn down a good start. Here's another one for MOUZ. Very nice round out of, I think, Torzy, because he heard 2 players coming fast on the flank. The third guy was thinking he was going to creep up, walking slowly and guarantee this trade, but Torzy didn't get tunnel vision. And again, they know who they're playing against. There are going to be tendencies that will win this game for one team. So much better than a demo, the live head-to-heads.
Just don't fall victim to any shenanigans. Don't let yourself die to the single MP9. Desk started debating the very unique type of pressure that MOUZ and Torzy will start to feel playing in front of the home crowd. 2-0 start makes you think that you've realized your dreams, but everybody knows the folly of the 2-0 to 2-3 journey. God forbid that's Torchi's story here in Budapest.
Looking like a good move here. I mean, they immediately called the bluff. Falcons tried to block to trick him, but that won't work. TSS, chance to get some damage in. They might be a little concerned not having got that kill. But no, they're going to trust themselves.
Wrap around the arch side with the smokes up. This is a whole lot of threat for TSS to have to deal with, and he gets caught even trying to just clamber over the wall. So he'll go down with nothing. Roland's Mac 10 makes a bit more money, and also just a bit more confidence. MOUZ, you know, you trust yourself to go for that full-blown hit, and your trust was well-founded. Completely empty site barring TSS over towards pit, and a great way to start to grow the funds early on. I mean, this earns MOUZ a pistol, the conversion, a bonus round, as they'll come into the next one still with Mac 10s.
My mind's still on Mirage a little bit with the comeback because, again, it's not like Falcons did nothing wrong. They did exactly what they needed to do. A lot of their players, like, this was highlighted by Maui. m0NESY started to get his op kills at the end, but throughout had his rifle frags. But they weren't adequately tested, I feel like. There was so much A play. There was so much the exact same timings on every hit that came towards the A site. They didn't really do anything except pushed A ramp a couple of times. Like, were MOUZ mentally a little weaker than they actually appeared by the scores in that game? That's what I'm trying to figure out. They failed to close the game. It didn't look like they choked it. You know, Falcons, they played well and earned all those rounds, but I just don't know if they were tested enough. And I thought if mentality was going to be a problem, it was going to be more of a problem for Falcons in a game like this. Because, you know, it's not elimination today, but nobody knows what happens tomorrow. You don't know what matchup you're going to get. You just don't want to let it go there. You want to have the longest break before playoffs. You want to take the win versus an opponent that you know you can beat. And so, you know, with the pistols in place and the good start and everything, like, how much did MOUZ put into that? How much of it was mental?
It's a map loss. I'm not trying to sound like a MOUZ stan, but it still feels like you've got things to be proud of, even though you lost the first map. Hang on to what worked, and just hope that you crack through the defensive Falcons. You know, a nice stomp here in the second map of the series, your pick. That's something that could damn well still be on the cards. And there's that question. You know, we saw great things from m0NESY, but the desk did a good job of highlighting that in their last matchup when Inferno fell the way of MOUZ, m0NESY was a non-factor. There's a question as to whether he takes that success of Mirage and applies it here again in the second map. Because there's a question as to whether he'll apply his success throughout Budapest.
Well, this play will actually go towards the very stacked A site.
MP957 and a lot of potential.
And they're just far back enough to make this a little weird.
Insta-kill for m0NESY. Peeks wide for a second. Spinks will hit them both with a Mac 10. Give it a little jump. And you'll try to just follow suit. But again, stack bomb site. Oh, insta-kill from both. Nico with another. And TSS hits the headshot. Double deagle. Falcons send MOUZ's head spinning.
That's the perfect kill, the perfect setup at the sickles right there. The two deagles covering each other. Didn't even need to use that crossfire entirely. And that's the other thing. If you measure up X Factor on Mirage, it was all Falcons overall, and it didn't even take that much. Again, like no big clutches or anything like that. But it was like m0NESY's 4K retake on B, Nico's A-holes, and his 3Ks and his 2Ks here and there. I think the little bit that came back was Xertion on the pistol versus Nico.
There's a point in this game where our official partners' odds were dead even, no longer the case. Setting Banana ablaze. And Kixan happy to slide out as the fire fades, but the flashes ring out. Oh, he got the dink.
That's incredible.
And then easily finishes off Xertion, who thought he could just press his way past that spray down, but Kixan commits to the mag dump.
Man, he couldn't even see his hands. I don't know how he got that second kill.
Just a little Falcons X Factor.
Okay.
Jimmy gives something over for Falcons to consider.
We've got a theme this round. Spray and pray.
Nico, because Jimmy was up in that apartment, should anticipate somebody there.
CTs have a very strong map because they're trusting m0NESY. He has the op over on B. If they walk up, he gets a free op kill.
Here comes Nico.
Oh!
And Kixan, both dead on both sides of the brackets.
Entire A site's dead.
Everybody walks into that. We get that push from Jimmy out through the apartments. MOUZ just sat there and waited.
That's
and
kind of a sick read.
I don't feel like we've really seen Falcons give over moments like that.
The only reason they pushed is because they didn't want to leave m0NESY alone for too long. If it's a late B pop, then they have to have some info. Otherwise, they're just going for a slow rotation back. He can't go for this clutch. There's no way.
Just walks away from this. So MOUZ, sit back and allow that one to happen. God damn, that all comes off of the Jimmy spam through the smoke on the balcony, and then they just sit and wait.
Such a good call, actually. Instead of MOUZ thinking they're pressured to make the move, they leave A site quite quiet, and they think Falcons are going to free re-clear this, and that it's actually a walk up towards m0NESY, because as the time gets that low, you can't just go from the middle of mid and then exec to the A site. There's some things that have to fall into place, whether it's your flash, players getting to the end of halls. That takes a little more time than turning the half wall on B and just running. So just a great call here for MOUZ.
This is Jimmy, baby.
I mean, I'm glad they got this one back after Kicksands 2K on B.
Catching TeSeS the moment he jumps up. There's that Torji kill that we don't end up seeing. And Spinks head on a swivel. He's the guy to double down there. By nature of the round win, Falcons found still money to play, obviously. You can thank your Desert Eagles for that one. MOUZ coming at Banana immediately over the half wall with the boost. Kyosuke, right click.
Ooh, gotta disable that.
Doesn't have the setting disabled. Challenge still, and yet because there's 2 and 3 players in position, Falcons' recovery is immediate. Oh, they thought they were going to be able to run right through it, and Falcons will give them something to think about.
Well, it wasn't a mouse jump, but it was still a mechanical error, not something you normally see from Kyosuke.
Yeah, not something you see at all in CS2, because that's when they added the setting to disable the remove silencer option, so...
You know, maybe he likes to have the option.
He's trying to flex with that USP again, I bet. You got to keep it on if you're trying to go for style points.
Right.
And he strikes me as the kind of guy that would.
Everyone wants to be simple, but it's just not that easy.
Awkward. It's also awkward, though, that MOUZ tried to barrel through that smoke and have to stomach 2 deaths. It was a strong 5v4 moment. Again, we're going to get Falcons with 2 defenders inside this A site. The change-up is that m0NESY's here, right? Previously, it was the rifles. Previously, it was the CTs to take that step forward. But at 30 seconds, MOUZ are going to remain clumped. And as they do move forward, m0NESY actually peels back, playing sight instead.
TeSeS long range with a FAMAS. Right? Sometimes you'll get a moment out of him, but...
They're so worried about the walk-up, and now that grenade, it's going to announce their intention. m0NESY's just got to go into the back of the site and hope he hits these shots, which of course he will! The first one at least! Torzi's going to pressure him into the back corner. Bomb plant will be huge here. Little bit of money to be made, and he's not going to get away with his life. He knew it. Commits to the bomb plant. Gives MOUZ a little bit of extra bang for their buck, but it's a Falcons' second round win.
Crazy we get that moment from Kyosuke and they still end up 2-1 in those trades. Another good start for Falcons. This time a better close. So we got a good mix of, you know, openings out of Falcons, responses from MOUZ. Just never know when you need that silencer off.
Not a bad 4v5
just
recovery.
Needed 4 more seconds and that would have been fine.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Met by smoke. m0NESY wants over this. Not a fun start to the round for Xertion, already sitting on 50. Jimmy's going to very quickly take control of apartments.
Well, we saw from Falcons last map. They know how to win the right rounds. This is going to be very expensive for MOUZ.
True, man. Not all rounds are equal. Kyosuke. Yeah, easy does it on the finishing of Xertion.
That 2's pretty good. One guy here in B. How fast are they going to go?
Another nade that MOUZ have to stomach. Kicksands got the push coming his way. All while Jimmy's just still floating around in middle. At the minute mark, Kicksand pops up. He's going to kill Spinks. Dropped empty-handed.
Can't really help but feel those flashes weren't actually helping right there. Stuck up on oranges.
That smoke does actually give Torzy a chance to plant. I mean, he's going to use the column of the fountain to give cover towards Coffin. Insta headshot here for Torzy. Sends a couple bullets through the smoke, but no contact on what is m0NESY's op on the other side of that. You've got Jimmy trying to inch closer. CT's clearing the corners of Banana, but Jimmy just missed his timing. And so as he gets over towards that pit side, TeSeS still encroaching slowly, and he'll get the better of Jimmy. Torzy blindsides two! Oh!
That's a tornado!
From the top of sight, he spins their heads right round.
And that's one more clutch, by the way. If you missed the last ones, here's the best one.
Showing that m0NESY's not the only opera who can swing that rifle. Nice snap over to TeSeS. 4 kills on the round. Huge clutch. And a very critical one. We said that, you know, it's about winning the right rounds. Well, we go now back and forth 5 times, non-consecutive round wins. This is keeping Falcons CT side on the ropes.
Yeah, that's a game saver. Cyclone goes around to thank everybody for that, especially Torzy. Oh, that would have been expensive and a great chance for Falcons. Turned sour. Money is crazy right here, even for both sides.
It's fine. Guys, listen. Just to recap a little bit what they've done. Just take a breather here.
Gotta shrug it off.
I mean, Falcons no stranger to winning rounds like that themselves this map. You've got to know you go 1 for 1. Little X factor on both sides here. Counter-Strike's entertaining. 6 rounds into Inferno. m0NESY floating around in the apartments. Gonna find that opening kill. Jimmy has really had free reign of the apartments for the most part. Not this time. Oh, he gets away with it. Smoke goes up. Kyosuke can't manage to get the trade, but he'll find the lineup. Brolin's head popped through that smoke. Man advantage goes back to Falcons.
Yeah, second servings works out for him.
TeSeS taking steps back away from apartments. A double up here on Arch side for Falcons as smoke begins to fade. MOUZ are not far off. This map goes silent. Zershin takes control of the apartments, makes sure that that push m0NESY started is gone, right? So you've got space over.
Kyosuke's kill just puts them in such an amazing spot right here. I mean, they have Cubby. It's so late now. The mollies are down to Zershin if they want to use it.
And
but he's up here in halls.
If he spots anything on short side, you think they're going to go for this brackets peak. They'll step forward. Oh, but Torzy wins the duel.
Okay, walked into that at the right moment.
That's a big head-to-head.
They also know one more was here on Arch, and they take him out.
Spinks blasted. TeSeS at bat. Galil is all that stands between MOUZ and this bomb site, and he'll get the better of Torzy. Snaps it up, and then a challenge. Spinks is killed. Loses 2 pieces on the Arch side and does it all his own.
Oh, what a response out of TeSeS. I was thinking that last round was a great chance for Falcons because the money was a little shaky for MOUZ. For MOUZ, they just needed to survive. Now, they come into this round. Falcons had a pretty decent buy. TeSeS has made up for what has gone wrong inside of brackets many rounds now. It's crazy how nicely TeSeS fits into this lineup. It feels like Stare on Astralis. Sometimes he's the one who takes all the shine. Even when you look at this lineup, you wouldn't have expected him to fit into it.
Trying to just flash pop out through brackets. MOUZ again just going to try to crank that tempo. m0NESY happy to step up to the challenge. Second shot confirmed.
He's nice.
Thinking about a third because he knows that MOUZ wouldn't have just come at this with 2. So numbers nearby and he knows it. Trying to find position in the bomb site to dodge this double peek. Missed shot finally out of m0NESY. Now the pressure's on, but TeSeS is going to collect, and Nico gets that last one. Well done, Falcons. Finally, we've got 2 rounds back to back.
And m0NESY with op kills early in the game, he's feeling himself. Now, when you know you got a guy like TeSeS in pit right now, I think you have a lot of freedom.
11-4. Nico on a fast rotation was the emergency protocol so that TeSeS didn't have to get another 3K.
Nice!
m0NESY also to perfection. You know, misses that 3rd chance, but his timing and his reposition, it was everything you could ask for. This is going to send MOUZ back into the spawn, reading their notes. looking for the solution, but I don't know if you can write that down. You got to step up.
Yeah, they didn't build the momentum off the Torchy clutch that they really, that it deserved and that they needed to, because what a clutch means is that you win with one player alive. You were teetering even off that win. They had a responsibility to help him, find some leverage. The only one not reading notes.
Looks like Simple's hotel room. Hey, whoa. Not the bust. Jimmy just taking his frustrations out on inanimate objects. You should pick on someone your own size. Falcons leaning back and allowing you to take all the time in the world. So MOUZ have had their powwow. Had to accept the last 2 rounds both go Falcons, neither of which with a bomb plant. Shouldn't be finding anything here. Not a kill and not the plant. But a reload over towards the pit. Yeah, no possibility whatsoever for MOUZ. Bloodbath as they finally get to that A-bomb site. Let's hope their talk comes out with a solution.
Wasn't likely, but no kills, no plant, lots of money for Falcons. They win the right rounds. The CT side has bounced back hard. They've got some problems. It's kind of crazy. They've got some problems inside. Even those rounds that they lost inside of brackets, they were up material. They had good players in good spots. They double pushed. It's not like they peaked one at a time. Now, maybe they could have spaced a little bit better, but they had 3 people in a crossfire trying to get a kill.
All right, MONISY feeling it. Trying to come right at MOUZ after they've had a chance to collect their thoughts with the aggressive mid-peak, but it nets him nothing. Certainly will scare MOUZ though, and then a nice banked frag off of the mid wall is going to deal with Jimmy.
And they're trying to shut them down for trying to turn up the tempo. It's been a few slower positions here for MOUZ. I think partly because Falcons get the kill early and then they're forced to hold back a little bit. But I mean, they've got this deep smoke on B. If this isn't respected by MOUZ at some point, it has to be.
This peek out, but the apartments push could blindside it. It's covered, and now with Nico dead, that gets MONISY off his angle. Look how instantly he's got to deal with the Balk instead, and that's going to open the door for the short push to come through. Tesses can't stop the first one crossing to the box. MONISY goes down with nothing.
Okay.
Nicely done here for MOUZ, cutting through that setup with clinical executions. I mean, that pop onto Nico frazzled everything else on A for the Falcons.
Yeah, it's not often you see the apartments guy get the first pick off just dry. Right out of holes is a great kill from Spinks. We wanted a little bit more from him back on Mirage. We were wondering when he was going to get started. They had that lead the whole time, so it never felt like a problem. But his impact has been so important. And this one's a little different. It's a little faster. It's also toward this pretty A-centric T-half so far. And I think that's partially because the game plan's been changed and they lose players at car, they come back to brackets, lost more success over there.
Right.
Terrorists win.
Cyclone says nothing to be too excited about yet.
I think the nature of the Mirage comeback just reminds you there's no celebration for MOUZ until that 13th is secured. And even then, it's map 3 where this series ends if MOUZ are truly going to do this. Making use of Zonic's timeout, Cyclone in.
If you want to look at the last map as a free map, when's the last, MOUZ don't beat Falcons already. How many times can they give up a free map?
Yeah. It's the thing too, Mirage as a pick for Falcons was this new evolution since Chengdu. MOUZ expecting it maybe with the plans, but not able to stop it. You know, we talk about how MOUZ do generally extend the series for the most part. The majority of the, head-to-heads in this season have been extended to that third, and maybe they're in the process of doing that again, but it was a soul-crushing type of defeat that went down on Mirage. Felt like you had that game in the bag.
That was a bitter finish. Did not even have an overtime to speak of. A perfect comeback.
That's the kind of comeback that just reminds Falcons, yeah, we always win this head-to-head. They'll keep trudging along here on the CT side of Inferno. That one-off of the last round followed up by MOUZ. You know, it was 3 consecutive for Falcons without even a bomb plant, so they'll be trying to tap back into that kind of a dominant round win. And they'll do so by yet again flushing MOUZ away from Banana. You said it, A-centric. Here we go again. At least that's what this looks like momentarily. Brolin leaving bomb at the bottom of middle as him and Zertian are going to go carve a path back towards Banana.
You always want to have at least carve before you make a final choice. You just don't want to run into a 4-1 stack on A. So smoke comes down in CT. Bomb's still back. And they do establish. The problem is they don't actually pull a rotation.
Falcons remain 3 strong.
I mean, Nico's over here.
Right.
They're really expecting it to come towards A.
And, you know, very different setup to the one round ago that worked for MOUZ. Instead, you don't have Nico floating outside of Library, but m0NESY picking up Arch side. And we've already seen his critical shots on Arch side land.
Any more time and maybe m0NESY starts to second guess this. We'll see.
We'll see how much pressure comes up lane. We'll see if TeSeS dies immediately.
Bomb spotted.
If he doesn't, m0NESY starting to take a look from both ends, but he'll go back and deal with the only player who was pushing up Arch, then deals with Brolin. Oh, missed chance there. Pressure comes out, still m0NESY delivers. It's a triple kill from him. Torji inside of the bomb site will get away with this plant. Man advantage for the retake, and m0NESY on for an ace as he hunts down that pit player just barely. Can't see him yet. That pallet blocks as Jimmy just tucks his head down, and now time is starting to tick off the clock. Falcons retake, much needed.
It's 1 of 2 spotted. It really comes down to Torji.
Playing off of a single flashbang here in the hands of m0NESY. At any moment that op's not up, then the swings can come out. You catch him using the last piece of util. Now Torzi's chance to respond. Trying to go 3 for 3 versus m0NESY with the op. Kyosuke can't pop the headshot. Jimmy gonna find it.
These guys
Man
are
disadvantage post-plant win here for MOUZ.
Wow, feels like that's happening every round. They're able to take the A site. I mean, this one is 5 versus 3, but the fact that m0NESY gets all those kills and they still can't deliver. They even have Nico make a cameo over on the A site just as a little extra bit of insurance. The only thing that was really missing, the final failsafe, is a half rotation from the B player to make it kind of like a 4A setup. But again, I mean, with the way TeSeS has been playing and Nico helping out, you think that's not going to fail at all.
Big nade damage for Brolin to have to deal with in round 12.
This has been a different kind of Inferno. Lots of A plays, lots of low number wins.
You can tell still that the pressure sits on MOUZ's shoulders. I mean, look how solemn they look after that 2v3 post plant. At the start of this game, when they were winning rounds, there was pop-offs, there was reasons to cheer. And this is all business for the moment from MOUZ. I think Mirage certainly still left a sting. But we're looking at now back-to-back successful individual endeavors from Torji.
This should be a good equalizing round here for MOUZ. I mean, they don't have Falcons on the map control nor the nades to take it. They're taking a risk here inside of middle. But how often have MOUZ called themselves in a stack? 1 out of the 2 anti-eco rounds. Bomb still in the right spot. No kits in play here for Falcons. Oh, but they get a kill. Ooh, they get a kill under a minute as well, and now Nico's going to start moving around.
Pop-up, though, from Spinks from underground.
But now they have to go B. They know. CTs are going to know it's B.
Ahead of the smoke as well as Kixan. Molly's come over for second Orange. Good duel.
This is wise from m0NESY. He's not peeking into mid. He's chilling.
And all he's got to this bomb is to lean back against the porch side. Oh, best hit out of Spinks. Not only finding that kill from underground, but then the follow-up entry.
And
it's a fast move with a Molotov onto the library. TeSeS goes for a desperate angle, and Torji's going to send that warning shot right through the door.
Retakes haven't been going so well. This one's needed.
Missed chance as that exit comes out. Falcons feeling frisky. Already start to work it forward. Torji finds his
first.
He has to
reload.
And as that reload comes through, it's going to be Spinks to collect his 3rd frag. Zertian out from pit. And yet again, a successful first half here for MOUZ. 7-5 on the attack. MOUZ showing us some serious fighting spirit. Only 3 successful opening duels throughout that T side, and yet they walk away with 7 rounds. And on top of that, the back and forth forced by victories ended up going Falcons' way. The first to secure consecutive rounds, it felt like they would run away with that. But again, fighting spirit is what MOUZ are bringing to the table in this game of Inferno.
They've done what they need to. I mean, they have a lot of good stats on this map. They are very good on pistol rounds. They're very good on CT side, far better than even they are on T. So the right things are in place. The only thing that can catch up with them is the circumstances at this point. Same thing as for Mirage. They had a lead there.
3 for 3 in pistol round wins are MOUZ.
You keep winning those pistols, I promise you get a map.
Scary one for MOUZ is they need 2 maps now. Mirage is a could-have-been moment.
You might need 5, you might need 6 pistols. You'll win a map, though, eventually.
Extra pair of Berettas sitting inside of that bomb site. Ooh. Gonna try to bait him in with a little USP. Xerxin get to grab him. Ooh. Yeah, come get it. Spinks here to try to pop ahead. Crosshair's low, but ready for the crouch. Yeah, almost got his chance. Off of the fountain pillars, Xerxin tries to swing out. He'll find 1 and 2 and a 3rd. Just guns down the attack out of Falcons. This is going to be the 4th successful pistol round for MOUZ. Barring a world-class Tessa's clutch.
Set this up, Connor.
Set this up?
All right. 1v4 retake
Well,
B.
you see, Jimmy just looked behind him, and so operating within the timing is Tessa's right now. He's going to one-tap Jimmy out of the round as CT's push through that no, never mind. He's been found, and they're all going to try to come at him. They'll gun him down for surviving, and 4 successful pistols now for MOUZ.
Yeah, I mean, just convert, and then it should just be smooth sailing. Like the definition of autopilot to play CT. Inferno for this team.
Not a bad reward here for Xerxin.
The flash timing's beautiful. You see on the screen below you, 2 players blind. Rollins hits everything, and Dooley's best thing to have in this spot.
That is fucking sick call, bro. Fucking sick call.
Ooh, giving credit there to Cyclone for the call on the pistol. Not every day you get to see that. Cyclone, one of those coaches that used to also compete in CSGO.
And he was very good, actually. I mean, relatively speaking, of course. He was like the one coach that stood in that it didn't feel like it was a coach.
Yeah, him and Gary.
Yeah, right. Gary on Ancient.
Desert Eagle here for Nico to try to work with. We go to a minute 10, and we get the 4 players stack up in the apartments, met by smoke. What's going to stop them? It's meant to just be Jimmy. Just Jimmy, they said. Flash finds its mark, and that's a lot of free space offered over to Falcons. The mid-hold goes well. Jimmy tries to snap up, and he's got support because the 1 mid-frag is immediate. It's then 3 players staring up towards the balcony, so no dice for Falcons. 9-5, the MOUZ lead. Is it another insurmountable challenge, or do Falcons pull it off again?
You know, Falcons are the team with hope. MOUZ are the team, you know, with logic right now. Like they have the lead, they have everything in place. Okay, that's fine. Falcons but they just have to close.
Yeah. Sounds so easy. Nade comes flying down at them. Nico going to take his task towards Banana. Oh, well placed.
So another one. That's going to be good too. Oh, a little far.
Yeah, 85 damage off the first one. Then the sudden pop out through that smoke. They're going to try to chase him. Brolin dunks on Monacy. Monacy never even gets a chance to shoot this round.
It's an amazing feeling when you don't have to see anybody. You just get that util in.
Oh, careful.
Wait, and Tessus gets a kill back too. It's 4v3 now all of a sudden. Careful.
Push out towards the brackets works out. You've got Jimmy on the angle for the recovery. He'll be able to slot into the site. And he knows this threat's over towards Library. Gives himself a flash. And while he eats a bit of it, he's just doing a good job delaying, getting that crosshair back over the box. Kyosuke popped. And now Nico trying to move forward with Kicksand by him. This 2v1 on the bomb site's alive. Kixan with the drive-by, insta headshot. Brolin's got the blind side. Misses timing by a mere moment, and yet still stays silent. So Kixan's clutch queued up from 2 to the 3rd, spots the 4th, and with Zershin going silent, he's lost them in the smoke. Kixan gets killed. MOUZ secure their 10.
Oh, very nice close right there. Amazing out of Jimmy. The fact that he gets Kioske flanking him, gets the first kill. Only guy on A. Never needs help. We've seen so many rounds. Falcons had the man advantage. This one, it comes in the mid-round. Like, they get 2 kills back out of nowhere. But in all these spots, where it seems like MOUZ are in a bad spot, they overcome. We're in Galil territory for Falcons if they want to buy.
Gonna talk it over first. Is that to calculate? Yeah, there's money being tossed around here. AK-47 for Nico, Galil on m0NESY, pistols for the rest. They crunch the numbers. They keep a bit of surplus. Oh, they actually sold back. They sold back. They got rid of the Galil and grabbed a 4th pistol instead. This is Falcons. There was a bit of uncertainty here in the purchase, but they do come into the round with that 1 AK for Nico.
Guys, give it up. Give it up. They took timeout. They're fucking shaking, boys. Fucking noobs.
Talk your shit, Jimmy.
Yeah, after he put that up, man, he was probably rock hard. What a hold.
I don't think noobs would have made that comeback on Mirage, though. It's fighting words with a 5-round lead. But you better keep up that spirit if Falcons find a way to put you on your ass with just this single AK. You know, but I haven't seen like timidness out of MOUZ. Still happy to find, you know, apply pressure, go for the util.
Just have such a good Inferno, right? Yeah,
it is. It's something they can bank on. They do so in this series, in this head-to-head rather. 5th time they've played Inferno this season. It'd be the 4th victory for MOUZ.
Well, they've shown a little bit of Kixan's little bit of presence. It might be slightly unnerving here for MOUZ. Torzy's coming on over. And these smokes, yeah, that wouldn't do much, except they're actually going to use them. I mean, they're coming back to the A site. And Torzy's just going to meet him here, so. Should be fine for MOUZ.
Say should be. We'll see what Spinks can get. Ah, perfect timing is what Spinks gets. Couple of backs turn. He hears that rush coming at him. They're going to have to go real deep to get him out of here. Flashbang meant to get him out, but he swings in, knows that he was time limited. Torzy collects Nico towards the short side. m0NESY's M4 grabbed, and time's going to expire. Cannot afford to die here.
Yeah,
and it looks like he'll get away with it. A little awkward towards the end, but
this is kind of silly. I mean, they had Kixan.
He saves.
Yeah, Kixan comes and tries to peek in the middle, but they throw the arch wrap smokes twice. Actually, it was 4 smokes to do this, but both times they do it, there's arch players. Like all they did was see that this was clearly a fake, and then the second time there's someone sitting in cubby, obviously Spinks, and he takes the timing because it's so late into the round. So Falcons, I don't think were as tricky as they thought they were. They didn't get the rotations they were looking for. Every time they picked a site, Torzy was right back there too. So not much to go over here for Falcons, and now we're at the point of the game where they're very grateful they won Mirage.
Torzy with a minute gap into apps. Got a couple players up here, though. This is definitely something for Torzy to find. Yeah.
Nice shot.
Doesn't need to see a lot. Off of the sliver, Zershin over the smoke, catches another one, and an uncomfortable 3v5 about to unfold here for the Falcons. Their presence is found into the short side. Tesses tries the duel with Pit, and in anticipation of that smoke push, he keeps looking towards Spinks, but Spinks opts not to give away any kind of kill.
Yeah, does he need to?
No, it would be a shame if he were to die, but that Molotov's gonna force his fight in a moment. Flashbang comes out to save him, and he does get away. Not unscathed, but still 40 health to try to hold off on Arch.
I mean, him being alive here means Frolin has a lot more freedom. And this play is going to come back to be. Late smoke is annoying here for Falcons, but they're going to get comfortable in front of it. It's going to be time to go in this direction. And they've come for the final re-clear on mid. Falcons don't move soon, it's just over.
Now majority here in front of this execute.
Molly too.
That's gonna hurt, man. 20-second incendiary. Somebody's going through it on fire.
Surely.
They're gonna try to trudge through. Zershin ready to receive. Modesty's got the answer. A little space created, but it's only a little. And there's a lot of MOUZ on the other side of that CT smoke. So they'll come barreling through with conviction. And we are on the brink of pushing this series over to Nuke.
I mean, it was a quad play. They actually did read where Zershin was gonna go and they mollied him. So there's one moment where they could have got that kill, but he was just nasty this whole round. Perfect timing on the smoke, used his molly. Great shot here from Torzy. It's just way too comfortable for most of the round here for MOUZ. They make Inferno look so easy.
There's a lot of conversation as to whether Modesty would be bringing the fight to Inferno. Kyosuke, 4 kills is a non-factor as far as MOUZ are concerned. And here we get this push in through the mid-play. Torzy's just gonna blast.
He's got a shotgun.
But we've still got that challenge wrapping around Arch in the apartments. It momentarily belonged to Tessas. Second layer catches him off. Brolin's trading places. Kyosuke goes through. And while Nico kills Torzy, they still don't know about this Galil, so that'll catch them off, but he doesn't have the bomb. Brolin's gonna best him. Monacy's got the rebuttal back in this much-needed 1v2.
Yeah, play it how you want, Brolin. Bomb is in your possession. Monacy, how are you gonna figure this out?
Inferno on the line, fakes the drop. Comes back at it, but CT too far off. Brolin starting to step forward. Oh, he's watching mid! And that's where Monacy strikes. A clutch for the road. A 6th round of the board. Is this, much like Mirage, now Falcons' chance to come back?
Just, I feel like too much depth has been shown already in both halves now for MOUZ, whereas back on Mirage, there was no depth shown and it was an entire comeback. It's one clutch, one 1v1 where they pick it up. And very aggressive, by the way, the most aggressive round we've seen out of MOUZ because they're trying to just keep it different. Still lots to prove here for Falcons. And with the utility doing half the job.
Zershin's got bodies climbing over, free frag. And then Spinks collects. Kyosuke denied at a 5-15 score. So Kixan somehow gonna have to muster together a 3 versus 5.
Their most important matchup versus Falcons. They could have 2-0'd this one. They could have.
And instead, Nuke waits in the wings. A map that MOUZ have never beat the Falcons on. Not this season. But that's the story of this head-to-head. MOUZ don't win this season. Does it change tonight to put Torzy into playoffs? I think this is the kind of second map that's going to get MOUZ's confidence right back where it needs to be. You know you could have had the 2-0, sure, but just focus forward. There's greener pastures on the other side of this 13th round win. Spinks tucked into the mid brackets. Oh, missed op shot, that's fine. Spinks has got it. And Spinks has had a lot of impact this time around on Arch. Rock solid stuff. As he'll put Kixan on ice and put MOUZ into map 3, no doubt. Monacy, it was a beautiful 1v2, but he will find nothing. MOUZ fighting spirit. And they are trying to do this for Torzy, trying to exceed expectations. Expectations set all season long that Falcons are simply better. But if they can be beat by MOUZ today, then we have another.
One of the reasons is Monacy not being up to par right now. You can't hide now. Monacy needs to pick up the AWP on the CT side, find impact. He can't continue to buy the rifle. So yeah, that could be the winning condition right here for MOUZ.
One map separates one of these teams from the playoffs. Let's find out who's making it to the arena.
One map, you're right, Sam, one grueling map, one hell of a task. MOUZ never able to do it on Nuke, never able to do it this season. You've got to exceed history here if you are MOUZ, but this is history in the making. We're in Hungary for the first time with a major. We've never had a Hungarian step forward on home soil like this. So there's either history ahead of us or, again, par for the course, Falcons smash this final map. Budapest, make a little noise.
Scream if you love Torji.
That one's coming with the 20K crowd. Does he get there, though? That's the question. Brolin finds the first kill. Free frag for MOUZ. Remember, 4 for 4 on the pistols. Torji, gonna tap one out. Kicksan right there with him. But the second layer here in Jimmy's gonna catch Falcons unprepared. And that's a bomb possession now for Jimmy to stand on top of. When all the pistols have already belonged to MOUZ, this 4v2 with bomb on the dirt has got to feel good. But it's Nico and m0NESY. The synergy between these two is what kept them together. Right now, working independently of one another, and nobody to shoot at just yet. Nico slots into the single door side.
Can't find anything good. I mean, I feel like the CTs are actually playing this really well. The A site is open.
But you gotta grab bomb, and there's 2 CTs on top of it. I mean, I don't put it past Nico to pop their heads. First one's easy. Jimmy goes down, flank comes out from Secret. That's gonna keep the bomb on the dirt. m0NESY, though, inside of the fence, insta-kill to Brolin. The Secret player still fires off, and Zershin's gonna get back into the kill feed. Another double for Zershin.
Nice shot, Zershin. So good on pistols. That was a cool bait. They tried to get m0NESY to run around the upper floor just to get the CTs that are sitting in control side to make a move, and they actually bite. But it's not enough to bring back an entire 2v4, not versus a team that has won every single pistol. Every single pistol so far. At some point, this is gonna cause you to break, Falcons. It will be a focal point of the interview afterwards. It'll be a thought in your head when the match is over. This might be the moment history turns for MOUZ if they play it well, but Jimmy takes a dink.
Tech 9 to the back of the head.
He's dead.
TSS just comes flying over top of the control panel. MP9 goes down. This would be the first time that a force buy works immediately. Oh, it's a good spray from Zershin, sure. But it's still man advantage for Falcons momentarily. Torji gets damaged. Brolin goes down. This is huge for Falcons.
Ooh, you never see Jimmy kind of fail in a position like that, but that quick dink as he was running away, that's all it took to make sure that he had no chance. He was so vulnerable. All these guns get toppled.
Just the biggest hiccup out of all of the starts we've seen so far.
And it does put an asterisk on winning every pistol because, you know, they got their conversions before. Sometimes it was 1, sometimes it was 2. But here is the first time that we're seeing in this series they don't get any.
That's 2 M4s given over. And again, when you've got it in the back of your mind, consider that you've just not beat them this season on Nuke, and now you give their T side a force buy victory after pistol.
They're incredible at Nuke, man. Ouch. I mean, MOUZ are on a 3-map loss streak on this map, and they played Vitality twice, and Falcons are in there, so that makes sense. But for Falcons, like, this is the map you just don't want to have to face them on. They're so fierce.
MOUZ are going to try to take a page out of the Falcons book. We had that back and forth at the start of Inferno.
It's like a map that best highlights each of their individual level on both sides. Like and I think we've got Nico back outside, right? That was one thing. But just the players that can swap in and out, who they've got playing every spot. TSS is an anchor. m0NESY as an op.
Taking a look at Ramp's got a couple of pistols in front of him. Spinks will give him something to think about. Chance for Spinks to pop up with a second because TSS is sticking around. Oh, another!
Okay.
Jimmy comes wide with the 5-7, and now MOUZ are starting to pull this off.
Yeah, that's theft. They stole this one back.
At least the first 2 steps towards the robbery. Jimmy's gonna move forward, grab that gun, pass it back. Him and Torji. Actually, no, it's offered over to Spinks instead. So Spinks on an AK, Jimmy on the M4, that scout in Zershin's hands. And these Deagle shots land on both Kicksan and m0NESY as they'll just go sprinting down to that lower side again. Spinks sprays away, Kicksan and m0NESY both popped. Kyosuke 1 versus 5. And he'll go ahead to catch Zershin with the headshot. Fakes out the plant, just a moment here, goes whack into it, and down he goes. Jimmy's got it, MOUZ have got it!
Damn, they stole that one with the ramp play. That's some beautiful work, obviously, with pistols. Interesting. They've just removed the asterisk.
Ooh.
They win the force back.
Spinks hitting him with the rare animation, too. Yeah. Style points to kick it off.
And it wasn't the $500 instant headshot kill. It was 2 dinks from Jimmy.
Official partner odds still to the Falcons' favor.
They didn't see that last round.
Again, it's just that daunting record on this map specifically that tells you
Yeah.
MOUZ have to exceed the past.
They have to go where no MOUZ has gone before. They have to turn a page in their history in this head-to-head. I'm going to keep saying it when it matters the most. All season long, we've just been building up to this moment. That's all that matters.
You know, there's a talk about the bracket in the playoffs as well and how things will shake up and whether we get one of these like really stacked head-to-heads in a quarterfinal. If you can beat Falcons ahead of those playoffs matches, then you know you can do it, and that's going to give a lot of confidence to MOUZ moving forward. This is the team that is truly their kryptonite. m0NESY catching Xertion with an instant entry. Spinks is back at it with another multi-frag. And those pistols try to charge through down towards site. Kyosuke grabs it. M4 for his troubles. Bomb to be planted back site. And as he gets flushed out, he tries the duel, but standing inside of the fire leads it to an easy kill for Torji. Vent frag can't be found. MOUZ will stabilize.
Tries to freak him out by running into that fire for the fight. And, you know, we haven't had that moment from Kyosuke that shows us just how insane his individual level is. A couple of kills here and there that are good. He's definitely not been a liability, but you know how much more damage he can do, that he's capable of. But I think Maui pointed out that, like, he started to temper himself. I mean, he started to, like, evolve more into a thoroughbred tier 1 player. I mean, very quickly, obviously. It's been a fast evolution for him, but slowing it down. Not everything is about him. His debut on this team was literally him getting every kill, no one getting anything else.
Yep.
So it's definitely looking like a healthy transition.
He also has had some fall-off moments, though, in grand finals of Melbourne on a map. Here on Inferno as well was kind of a non-factor in this head-to-head, but that was just MOUZ also getting their dominant win.
Yeah, I mean, it's that conversation. We expect everybody to be as good as Donk instantly and for as long, and that's just
just
one person that we can talk about that's done that.
Just be like Donk. Sounds so easy.
Yeah, this is looking great for MOUZ. They got themselves an eco. Falcons have had to come back in every half so far, right, because of the pistols. But they have found a way to do that. Like, they're always winning the correct rounds, so I like to put it. Round that's really expensive. That's always primered, though, by getting damage on rounds like this. You don't get the instant save afterwards without getting 2-3 kills in a position like this.
They also haven't had to wait until, you know, they're super long into a half either to find some success. Like, they've kept MOUZ on their toes. They even won that back and forth affair with the force buys on Inferno, still not able to capitalize on the half beyond it. Really goes to show the fight that MOUZ are bringing to the table. But we expect that on Inferno. This is where things are different. But so far, MOUZ successful. 3-1 the lead. You've got the upgraded pistols to try to barrel through the smoke, trying to catch them with timing. And you're going to catch one. Torji pop, but Jimmy's got the triple spray down. And it's Nico a bit late to the party, executed instantly by Xertion. He won't waste a bullet on that final duel. And so MOUZ 4-1 CT side, looking good so far.
It's looking great so far.
So far.
You know, winning Nuke is just as impressive as winning the whole series here, just because of Falcons' reputation on it and how they know they always close the third map versus MOUZ. There's no one really lagging behind. Spinks is maybe not playing his best game today. Did a lot of work this stage, but loving the gameplay out of Xertion, Jimmy, Brolin's entries, his holds on Mirage were also great, even though they didn't win that map. So far, it's just been one bad half for MOUZ.
Yeah, but that one bad half is the difference between a 2-0 and having to do it here on Nuke. I would have loved for that first one to go different, but again, at least you know, strong start on this CT side. We've already been reminded this evening that you can never count the Falcons out. Torji at a distance sends a teammate ahead of him. Insertion locked in beneath silo. There's a lot of presence here for Falcons. And if they're cautious about the approach, they could catch Zershin. He stays locked in. We get a smoke exchange over towards Trophy, so it's really going to be this point of contact. And there it is. Kyosuke comes out, gets traded instantly. Good shot back by Torji. Nico
That's spotted,
now
actually.
trying to post it. Oh,
it was.
Torji goes right back. Sitting duck is Mr. Kovac. And now over towards the ramp comes the challenge out from Falcons. They'll find Brolin up along the wall where Jimmy got his 2K. Torji on the scene.
Nice.
Very quickly in with that off to establish man advantage. His third kill of this round alone. And it's a task now for Tesses. 1v2 clutch sent down to the B site. He doesn't know if there's anybody here. He'll create a bit of a question. Spinks, is he ahead of that? Yes. Already moving forward off of the molly. He'll catch Tesses with hands busy, no bomb plant. And a 4-1 lead goes to the way of MOUZ.
Shout out to Torzi, man. He's leaving his mark on this series big time. Now this is him outside alone, but then he becomes the third player to ramp. And by this point, when he runs through this molly, he already knows that he's barely taking a risk here. His teammate's still alive. He comes in for a quick peek, easy kill. Torzi has taken this opportunity by the horns.
It's a clutch that could have been. Didn't get a chance to get rolling. Another man advantage as well. But, I mean, never mind. It's so instant, that trade frag out of Torji.
What, clutch? Tesses? Or
That could have been, yeah. Just this 1v2 just now. You know, never even gets off the plant.
Half investment here for Falcons. Already, I mean, MOUZ have set up double ramp both times that they've gone ramp.
You could see Falcons gunning for that corner position, right? It was Jimmy with the double off the 5-7. Brolin kind of pays the price, but sudden pop into the A floor. And up in the rafters is Brolin, again coming out from the corners. MOUZ's in-game leader locks them into the hut, and no exit from lobby. They'll try to reapply pressure with the util, but you've got Jimmy with eyes over top of that smoke, so they're not falling for it. No reason to panic here if you are MOUZ. You're down to 35 seconds, you're up versus pistols. You've already done a good job of stopping that first attack into A, but over towards the ramp room will be Torzi's next challenge. And he's worried about Utter. He has a reason to be. Do they slip by in that timing? Falcons have got 20 seconds to make this happen. Oh, and Monacy's gonna catch the drive-by.
Hey, he's got his favorite gun.
Desert Eagle shots out from Squeaky. They're gonna cut off him, so it's all Monacy, and he's just hoping to hang on to the op. That's the silver lining here in round 7. Monacy gets away with an upgrade. 4 up for MOUZ as they'll secure the 6-1 lead.
It's like this Pyrrhic victory where Monacy gets the op, but it's already too late. It doesn't really matter that Torzi's scared or that he's by himself because there's just no time to build a play off of it. You just know at best you give up this kill, give up a gun. And to be fair to Monacy, it's actually one of the best things he could get out of this round. That was already over. So another upper hold, that's good. I mean, they have 2 players on the floor, 1 player in Spinks behind the smoke. I'm waiting to see a round where Falcons are going to pick the site that's weaker. The only round they got, they ran down Jimmy as he was trying to escape into lower. Didn't even do anything too risky.
Choked around. Gets past that hold. This is a threat outer, and Zershin knows it. They've got a player to deal with any potential secret push, but that's still a low lean. Downstairs it is. Zershin starts to take a look, and
he's trying to help out. He's trying to help out because if they get into mini and there's still squeaky pressure, like there's a lot of emphasis on Spinks. He's playing back opposite vent right now.
Look at this reposition though from Falcons. I mean, these are 2 players that were already beyond main, and now they're going back into lobby. And all while Monacy sits over here towards Secret with the bomb. Sure, he's got kicks down ahead of him.
Into an op kill too.
Torzi's sitting on it. Easy collection. Brolin finds another. Into the lobby goes the Falcons, and down they go as well. Monacy's bomb still just floating outside now behind the red box, and this one for Falcons just looks a little too thin all across the map.
Yeah, uninspired, and also they didn't respect that MOUZ were going to go and try to seek back some information. I think they were hoping that Exertion was going to be more scared, but he went for his clear upper out on Just wondering if there's even a chance to get back into this. m0NESY does find one pick.
Always a chance, man. m0NESY's alive. Oh, Spinks gonna put him to rest.
What a round.
Catch NiKo. All right, Spinks is absolutely finding his moments now. He is off the charts. 10-3, dominant, impact on both bomb sites, and here to close out any hope that Falcons break through in the 8th.
It was a little worrying seeing Falcons T-side on Inferno. And some of the plays that took place was just too clean out of MOUZ. Their ideas looked a little bit too obvious. And I mean, it takes a team like MOUZ to make you look like that. Not many people can stand a Falcons on any map right now. But this series is almost over. MOUZ 7-1 in the lead, another pistol that they win, another half buy here for Falcons.
Gonna try to charge down ramp.
Oh, Torsi thought he was downstairs. He got blinded and ran back across their screens as if he lagged out.
A sitting duck for NiKo, double headshot off the deagle.
Oh, he missed a railing, had no idea. Thought he was safe.
When MOUZ thought they had momentum.
It's another gift at ramp. This is how they won that round. The one round they won, chasing Jimmy down.
That time it was just the flood into the lower site. Near instantaneous. This time around, we're going to get Brolin taking a sniff back towards hell. They give up their lower control.
It's such a good move from Brolin. Like, it's the one chance they have to multi-frag.
Oh, here it is. Right on the corner. Tech9 in the backdrop.
Oh.
But Kyosuke, good play. Up close. Bests Brolin. 4 versus 2. Looking comfortable for Falcons. And now that A site is just prime for the taking.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, Spinks is here watching Squeak. He's not going to see anything. But Xerxion's coming around through Hut, right? I mean, so there's 2 best spots you could maybe retake from. If they get too lurky, this is where it goes wrong. Kicksan, this can't be cloudy, man. You have to be standing on whatever you go for.
Oh,
and you don't let lurk kills happen.
All of a sudden, to the top of ladder goes 2. But that's the time for Xerxion. Now he's over towards this bomb site. m0NESY's gonna drop Spinks. That part goes well for Falcons. Deagle shot from NiKo.
Okay.
His 3rd of the round. There is a bit of cloudiness there from Kicksan in the calls. That gives MOUZ one last lifeline. Of course they're gonna try it with this lead.
Yeah, I think Brolin's in his head a little bit. There shouldn't have been a possibility for MOUZ to bring that back. And Falcons could not figure out where the best place to go was, and the rotations were excellent here from the CT side, but this is, yeah, Torsi thought he had already dropped down lower.
It's a breakthrough moment for the Falcons. Torsi right back to headhunting. Oh, but that's gonna keep you locked in. If you know somebody's up there, surely you can't just stop watching.
Yeah, NiKo's coming in from the other side of it. I think Torsi knows that. Yeah, what a shot. Hey, that was on point.
Such an easy lock-in for Torsi when he sees NiKo's head the first time.
And he called for the flash, too. I don't know how that wasn't in the kill feed. I swear he was blind.
I feel like NiKo never looked up.
Yeah, maybe it was him looking down.
Well, a recovery required here for the Falcons, and one that gets offered over. Jimmy steps right into m0NESY's scope. Kyosuke.
CT's everywhere.
Caught inside of that smoke. Pressure applied here by MOUZ. A chance to try to bust down the doors. Again, he'll look towards the rafters, but it's a reposition from Brolin. The couches Falcons off. It is only m0NESY doing anything here. And a fast swing out from Heaven's got the health bar flow. Nade onto it, and Kicksan popped inside of the doorway. It's got to be m0NESY from start to finish. He knows there's one in the back of the site, and also the second up top. He's got the bomb to work with.
Oh man, he wishes there was a way to win this round. 40 health. Who's gonna make a mistake, really?
Smoke meets him on Squeaky. He will again announce his position. And there was no hesitation here from Torsi to go back and lock down ramp.
And Brolin's gonna body block the vent, so he pulls one in that direction, but still. We've seen m0NESY in impossible moments, but 15 seconds, no, won't get this either.
Xerxion off the top of Hut, ends it.
A timeout's being called here. Sonic's trying to get into this. T-side's been abysmal. To be honest, the 2 T rounds they won are kind of predicated on some lucky things happening. Getting the dink on Jimmy running down, then that other ramp hit that they come in with not much to work with. And it's a little awkwardness is like the worst thing that's happened to MOUZ so far. But for 2/3 of the round, or all 3/3 in each position, like they're solid. Openings have been really good. Rotations have been really good. They've stacked the appropriate sites. And even when ramp is a little awkward, they had 2 players there. You know, you're not trying to go ramp when there's 2 players waiting for you. I just feel as though Falcons T-side so far, calling-wise, has been a little blind. They've been just hoping. They're making this one look like Inferno. When it matters the most. Who's coming through?
Execute that doesn't have everything just put in position yet. Smoke on Squeaky makes it awkward. TeSeS barrels through. You've got Brolin blind in the back of sight,
Nice.
yet still successful. Falcons go for the full exec.
This one's off the tack.
Yes, sir. Nicely done. They keep it clean. There's no Brolin up in the rafters to stuff them. Instead, he finally dies empty-handed. I mean, he's been a solid part of these holds. You know, doesn't have the most amount of frags, but has been a critical piece of keeping it easy for MOUZ. Not this time. Falcons, off of the page, off of the pause, go in with the full exec.
And you could see like some of the repercussions of losing players on these other rounds. It's not like MOUZ have built up an enormous economy. It's just so late into the half. This is the latest that Falcons have got back into a half, and they still haven't shown that they have yet. Just one extra is nice. Trying to close out with 4.
Yeah. Damage. Oh, more even applied. So be it.
One left.
Only Nico survives this one.
Doesn't matter.
Plenty of money.
They're all good for the buys.
At this point, it's just Falcons fighting for the round wins, and that will be their 3rd. You know, it's nothing fantastic. It's just a nice, clean execute.
They haven't won any rounds on a T default outside. I mean, we've got Nico and Kyosuke working in tandem, taking over the responsibilities, going for lurks, but MOUZ have just been so good out there. Even when Torsi has started Secret, he's caught them off guard.
Monacy going for the duel. Torsi's already behind red. This is a wider angle than what he's gone for in the past. They seem to be looking for it. Smoke grenade's kind of indicative that somebody may be back here. It's going to be tough for Torsi to get out of here alive. But spamming that smoke is just going to welcome the challenge. Zershin pop first. Now the support systems for Torsi offline. Brolin's going to recover with 1. Torsi steps back through that smoke.
That's so nice from Kyosuke. He peels back a bit from Unbreakable, looks behind him right after he gets the kill too, kept in mind the inventory of where the CTs could be.
So ready. Torsi doesn't even get a chance to fire off that op here in the final round of the CT side, and so Falcons gunning for a 4th round win could damn well be enough to springboard their own CT side. They pause.
It's the best position they've found in a default so far. Now it's about making the close. We saw how they had a couple nervous moments even in a 4v2 versus a team that shouldn't have been able to come back.
We know how strong that execute was in the round prior, so grenades trickle into the A site again, but singular. 1 smoke on main.
Be sure-footed. Don't step into this fearfully.
Oh, jiggles it first. Brolin
Careful with your bomb.
gives up the angle. Now comes that flashbang. A bit of pressure out through Squeaky, but there's no follow-up.
The lurk's not in place yet. Kyosuke's coming in now.
He's still smoked off by his teammates. When that fades, he's going to get the challenge. Spinks actually tucks back into the boxes. You've got Jimmy up in the rafters. Brolin going to start burning out into the scope, but that rafters position again. It was Brolin previously. Spinks gets bested, and Falcons come out big. It's another moment for Kyosuke from the top. 13-9. 3 of the last 4 rounds. Falcons find their lifeline. Kyosuke is their lifeline. A very critical last round put on the board with a cerebral play, you'd say. Just dodging that threat outside, giving Falcons a chance. This is a half where MOUZ probably felt for a moment invincible, but they give up 3 critical rounds in the last 4 rounds of their CT side.
Yes, they do. And maybe that's all they need. We'll see, but the story of the match is the pistol rounds, and that's not something that's happened to MOUZ before.
I will say what I said previously. I want to make sure we're still a team throughout the half, okay? We're a team throughout the half.
No matter what, if push comes to shove, we'll see what sort of a challenge Falcons have to offer, or whether it's 6 for 6 in the pistols for MOUZ.
They got a shark in the vents.
Oh,
no!
He
Doesn't get the kill!
Unreal.
Oh, Jimmy, he got his aim back because he landed on his head. Instant headshot.
And just like that, Nico's got to deliver. He'll execute Brolin and Zershin. That was a much-needed multi-frag. Jimmy, lucky to be alive, as Kixan jumps down around the ramp. Torji's got the bomb. Where is Torji? Okay, over here towards the Astralis plant. Just pauses for a second, because he's also got a player up above him. This is this late play from Spinks. On arrival, Kixan's dead.
6 for 6 if m0NESY cannot win this clutch.
Spinks starts to head upstairs. Torji's pulling back. They want to figure out where m0NESY is, and now that they've confirmed it, he's going to see that bomb over towards the ramp doors, but you've still got this vent threat, a low-health vent threat.
He's got him scared, but m0NESY dips out of the vent. They're still going to commit to upstairs. There is no reassess of the situation.
Just playing with him. m0NESY's been out-rotated now. Bomb plant back of A site. You've got low-health Torji, low-health Jimmy.
Jimmy's just playing security guard, trying to keep his attention.
And a lot of potential for m0NESY in the clutch, but to exit out the vent is impossible. Good job by Jimmy locking that in. You see the credit given instantly. 6 for 6 in the pistols. However, back on that 5th pistol at the start of this game, it was the first time that Nico and co were able to force buy successfully.
Oh, this is crazy.
I can't believe TESS doesn't get the backstab.
It's the foot stab. If he right-clicked right there, he would have been dead. Whoa.
Force buy here for Falcons. It worked in the first half. Can they pull it off twice? MOUZ can see the finish line. And standing on that finish line, thousands of Hungarian fans. Zershin takes point, down secret. You've got pistols on the other side, 2 and now a 3rd added through that vent.
They're hungry to make something happen. And they can only be so patient in this spot. You know, they know they're not going to have too much impact if they wait here the whole round, but really hoping it's a late round play for MOUZ. It's definitely not your usual setup from the CTs, but it won't be tested right now from Zershin. He's not concerned with taking a risk alone. This upper pop's coming in fast. Kicks in. Pressure. TESS, nice shot.
Hell of a deke shot from the back of the side. Nico's got his. Oh, it's
What's
flawless!
that? Excuse me?
Right back at it.
A kill feed full.
In a matter of seconds. Ooh, they do it twice, and this time all the more convincing.
What?
How does that happen?
Well, they did it twice, but in the first half, MOUZ won the next round right after. There's just, the kill feed's instantly full of blue. Everybody, even the players downstairs, got up here and got involved. And nobody missed.
Inside hut. The window is not broken.
Well, that makes up for the Jimmy mishap inside the vent last round.
It's going to be a frustrating one. This frag grenade's going to take wind out of the sails. Multi-frag! And 1 off of the ace. Kyosuke, easy ramp hold, cues up m0NESY to end it. It's going to be an ace back for Torji needed. And he's already pressured from both sides. He'll pop m0NESY, rack up the costs. Nico Nate's going to end it, and we've got Falcons off to the races immediately.
And we're going to cite that last round as the reason this comeback began. And the crazy part about it, maybe that was even a team ace, but it was everybody getting involved at the same time. It wasn't one heroic play from one individual, which is normally the narrative around Falcons. Looking for leverage on another comeback. I can't help but feel like MOUZ were scared of Mirage a little bit, even though it didn't look like they totally crumbled. It was just too clean, too easy for Falcons on that CT side. They got a chance to do it again, with the stakes even higher. They barely got through that last half, and now they're happy about those few rounds they got. They're looking to nullify a lead.
I mean, MOUZ let them back into the game. Last 4 rounds of the half, and Falcons fought for it. I say let them in. I mean, again, Falcons put in the hard work.
Yeah, it is a round that's impossible to analyze, right? I mean, it's everybody getting 1 kill at the same time versus an APOP. I mean, in terms of the organization, there wasn't even time to decide if MOUZ had made a mistake.
Easy. Great shot back out of Torji. He'll take those. m0NESY comes back in for second servings, can't manage another frag. And they're gonna keep trying to challenge him, but honestly, he's getting away with missed shots at the moment. MOUZ should have a couple more corpses on the ground already. So you've pushed back the Opper far enough that you can head downstairs with a bit of free space behind you. But ahead of you sits Nico, and next to him is Kixan, just over towards the doors. Big drive-by moment here for Brolin to capitalize. And, well, you'd think Kixan is the next to try to step this up. Fire doesn't spread. He finds Sanctuary. Over towards that single door is his next teammate. And Kixan gives away his position. Fine by him. He'll go ahead and secure the round with 3 members up for the Falcons.
And that's his 5th kill. And a lot of players for Falcons really didn't show up on T-side, but T-side can be difficult. CT, everybody's going to get their numbers up. I can't believe this is already a 2-round game.
And all Falcons have to do is think back to Mirage, where they were again pushed to the limits, but then played that flawless streak of a second half. They've done it before within this series. They've done it to MOUZ all season long. We get guns back up from MOUZ. Should have been here way sooner.
Yeah, they're going to have to do this the hard way.
But more importantly than that, they are here now. This is an opportunity ahead of them.
Somehow becomes a story of surviving 6 pistols when it felt like that was going to be the damning stat.
Ouch, frag is on the money. Xertion down to 60 health. Nico in the garage doesn't confirm any of this crossing, and neither does m0NESY.
They got the preemptive move, though. We've already got Kioske downstairs. Kixan's here jump spotting. Now, you know, MOUZ have secret. They look like they're going to commit to it. They totally could, but we'll see about this next interaction. The jump spot right now. Oh, Kixan's already peeled back. He's playing it really safe. Kioske up on clock. Man, they're really letting him go very far. You know, it's a lot of pressure on Kioske. He's had some good sprays already. But, dude, you know, Kixan not getting the early info. They actually don't know they're here.
Oh, good swing!
Oh, man, I don't know about that.
They'll find 2 inside of sight for free. There was bodies in position, but those bodies go down with nothing to show for it.
Listen, like, aiming well is also having information before the fight comes in. In that spot, it looked like Kixan and Kioske know what was coming. They had no idea. They didn't know all control side had been taken. I think Kixan needed to jump spot a little longer before he started to peel back from that spot. Just didn't want to die doing it, maybe. Was worried about an op, potentially. I'm not sure. But 2 with a preemptive rotate is kind of wasted when they play it like that. And I think more so on Kixan than Kioske. Little too scared.
Right. I mean, that's that kind of fear that we also sort of saw Kixan's call back on the T side when they got the ramp room. And, you know, there's been moments here where I think Kixan kind of lacks conviction. And maybe that happens when you're 5-13 in map 3 of a critical series.
Well, you're in IGL, so you got to get used to that sometimes. Still got to make the good calls.
This one a bit
but you're right, it is
lackluster.
obviously easier to call when you're playing well, just naturally. It's a human thing for sure.
Trying to get back at it, letting MOUZ get to double digits first.
I think Cyclone knows the opportunity at hand. He just won one of the most solid rifle rounds so far.
You remember his words of encouragement coming into the second half. No matter what happens, we stay a team.
No regrets.
No regrets. And losing to that force buy in round 2, you can't think about the regrets you'll have if it fuels the Falcons CT comeback.
You actually can't regret losing if you try your hardest, and I think that was the message.
And so a very convincing victory as MOUZ walked forward in with guns. Was it kind of Falcons leaving a little slack? Maybe. But MOUZ can only play up against what is in front of them. And they did a great job in that last round to keep it convincing. 5 strong. Falcons majority alive. It's what fuels this rebuy.
Kioski's playing this to allow Monacy to come and help him out. Monacy's maybe going to make his way over.
That Zershin dead outside. Spot, Kioski with the blind side, eats the flashbang. Oh, it's a bit labored. And in that moment, Monacy's able to get a second frag on the round. 4 versus 2, looking great on Falcons. Torji drops down to the lower site. You've got Kixan sitting here, but again, a bit of uncertainty. That's fine. He'll blindside Torji, catching him as he goes back just over top of that edge. And Brolin with what feels like an impossible 1 versus 4 ahead of him. Bomb sitting down here. Gonna be tough to recover as all the Falcons come down to support it. He's just trying to figure out where Kixan's got off to. Another 4 Falcons in-game leader, and that is gonna build a bit of individual confidence.
And that now it's just it's a pistol and it's a round on an island surrounded by a series of good responses from Falcons. It's definitely time for Cyclone to speak, and they've got timeouts to use, actually. We saw the impact after attack pause from Zonic in this game. Winning on that upper pop, the end of last half. That's what they're going to need from Cyclone right now.
I mean, I love his words of encouragement, but there is a bit of falsehood to it. We're winners, guys. No, the story is that MOUZ aren't winners. Focus on the day. I mean, you know, I think that's just a testament to that mental barrier that MOUZ have faced all year long. A trophy inclusion to Poca as Brolin takes over in-game leadership. One of the shocking roster moves at the very, very tail end of the offseason in 2025. And ever since, sure, consistently in the playoffs. Always right there.
The last bullet.
Oh!
Ooh, okay.
Spinks has got another. Play like winners. And so play with confidence is maybe what that translates to. And confidence is brimming as they come into this. 2 fresh duels, 5v3 established. And you put pressure on 2 struggling players in Tesses and Kixan to recover this 3 versus 5.
This is what a lead gives you. More chances to find opportunities like this. It's the smallest mistake. It's not even a mistake from Nico. He comes in at the tail end of a spray to try to punish, to get some damage in, maybe not even thinking he's going to get the kill. Takes one in the head. But they're the ones who don't have the rounds to play with. 3v5 now, what's the idea?
Sees that player up in heaven. Oh, it's a labored spray. Both miss. Tesses picks up the kill to Jimmy. Kixan's got one as well. This is a 3v5 well underway.
What?
Spinks was pressured to get away from that box, but still Tesses. Tech 9 in hand. Drive-by denied. MOUZ will find their 11th.
How in the world did Spinks find that duel? Molly behind him, both running out of ammo. Forced to peek the only side that Kioski is holding. The guy who is top fragging right now for Falcons can't lock down that kill. And then it's another series of disasters after the opening to this round.
Last couple of bullets for Jimmy into Nico.
Oh my goodness.
Zershin holding back the lobby push as well.
This felt like a pullback for sure for Falcons. Well, that's not the case. 11 rounds now.
This is Falcons' last timeout as well.
And I can't help but feel like there wasn't much about the pause from Cyclone that had to do with that round. That got into new territory very quickly.
MOUZ are in a bit of a driver's seat when it comes to these timeouts moving forward. Cyclone still has 2 to call while Zonic's burned them all.
And again, because he didn't burn his idea, you think that's going to come out now.
Right.
And it's going to build a little bit on what they just saw.
It would make sense.
Maybe it gets doubly as bad here for Falcons.
You know, we had that back and forth affair over on Inferno. We're sitting in it again. 4 rounds non-consecutive at the moment. MOUZ fighting their damnedest when it comes to this Falcons CT side. It's still well-funded, this Falcons defense. But is it brave? Can they step up to the challenge that is this 3-round lead for MOUZ? Playoffs on the other side of 2 more round wins. We don't question MOUZ's ability to step up into top 8s. We question their plays on the big stage. Kicksan's got a double.
That's massive. One
Good
back.
recovery back from Spinks, sure, but that tells them 3 players outer was the plan here for MOUZ.
I don't know if Nico's revealed his presence sitting here in Big Garage waiting for lurks.
Walk-up situation.
Brolin, he's got the bombing mini.
Trying to get into A. You've got grenades coming out of that back sight. Nico's looking for an angle, but oh, it looks like they've surpassed him. No, one step back, he misses his chance. This is Nico under pressure. This is MOUZ starting to recover.
And now Spinks could be a problem for Nico. He's got to rotate back in, 6 HP.
It's what he's left with, stuck inside of main. Kyosuke's gonna kill him.
And that's both players know now.
Down to the B site goes MOUZ on the brink of their 12th round.
Oh!
Nico's gonna give them a little more to work for.
It's gotta be the Chief.
All he has. Tough dive back to the single door. They'll know exactly where he's playing from. This is a huge health advantage and firepower advantage. But Brolin's not gonna waste a moment. He's already trying to go for this long wrap, but this 5-second defuse is coming through and he doesn't arrive in time.
It's the stick with conviction.
Falcons push this to the limit, and MOUZ damn near recover from that 3v5.
The tragedy was avoided when Nico got that kill in vent. That was a perfect pre-aim and made up for the fact that he was stuck in Big Garage, couldn't finish off Brolin as he first dropped down vent. Right here, it felt like this damage getting missed was going to be the issue. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Psychro saying, it's calm. Anyone's game now.
Man, this money's sketchy. What's the call? Trying to keep a bit of money here on Torji by the looks of it. He'll be coming into the round. 2,500, just gets the P250. We've got a couple of Tech 9s and a couple of AK-47s here for MOUZ.
While you have the lead, you want to make those economic concessions.
Over towards ramp, fast challenge by the looks of it. Kyosuke tries to spin.
Don't use all your ammo. Oh!
Brolin, instant entry. He was a god back on Mirage in times of getting these openings. Zershin, he's gonna try to play down behind the vent stomp, and these CTs are scrambling.
They're screaming, they didn't hear him.
He's got an easy frag, drive by to the spine of Nico. Kicksan slides the M4 into control. Threat over towards the top. Kicksan gets his. Response back from Jimmy. MOUZ will fight with less. And as Tesses and Monacy try to take a look at this B site, they have to wonder, do you save?
I mean, how can you even go for it? The upgrade there in control side, everybody's got guns now but Torzi. It's time to turn around.
Oh, and so this is how they do it. MOUZ take their 12th with lightning at their fingertips.
Wow, Kyosuke was by himself on ramp. He thought he was just spamming a smoke. No one could have come out in front of it. He used so much of his ammo. He wouldn't have done that if he was more sure that there was a chance that someone could pop out. But, you know, maybe you do that if you have another teammate inside of the ramp. We saw that MOUZ double stack the ramp often enough. MOUZ haven't really done that too many times, so catches him off guard. There's responsibility on his shoulders. He's been playing so well this game.
And they make that play happen off of a Cyclone pause. Saved to the final hours. Saved until the brink of victory is sitting right in front of you.
And then Zershin walks down the vent behind 2 players. They're so terrified after this one kill. I mean, that's the long and short of it. Brolin gets an entry and then suddenly you're just terrified.
Never saw it coming. You see how surprised Nico is.
They didn't even hear him drop vent. They were talking so much.
No clue.
They were shell-shocked.
3 opportunities to beat a team that has busted them up every time they've met this season.
It's time for revenge, MOUZ.
And it couldn't come at a better moment to dodge the thought of having to play in the 2-2 game tomorrow. MOUZ need one more round to secure the big stage. And we've got damage on Kicksan out of the gate. Drop down to 50. MOUZ came at that with 2 rifles and managed to pull it off. Just goes to show, fighting spirit is the word we use to describe MOUZ tonight in order to exceed all expectations, to change history.
He doesn't even shoot back because they haven't responded at all. They're walking downstairs. 5 CTs are still upstairs.
Falcons starting to be at a bit of a loss. m0NESY missed shot. This could cripple their chance at the hold. Nico slides down, will only find the one. And Torji's counterpart does a good job of at least maintaining ramp. Dive back into the trophy. Kyosuke's got his, m0NESY's got the double.
Oh.
And so Falcons on the brink of fighting on. Xerxin slides forward and m0NESY's got something to say about it.
Yeah, he had to stop him. I can't believe he got that many kills after missing his first shot on the ramp. A golden chance here for MOUZ. And MOUZ are lucky they won that half buy. They'd be broke in this situation.
1 of 3 map and match points goes the way of Falcons.
Cyclone saved these timeouts for now.
7 rounds, non-consecutive. As we can barely separate these two teams.
It's insane. I mean, Nico just coming out of the vent, they had no idea about this 3-man play down lower. It had to be m0NESY, beginning to end.
And he was so ready to start to leave, but then just gets vision on the player coming at him from trophy. Good thing he jump spots as well, or else he wouldn't have spotted that second player who had already crept by his line. We've got Glocks as a part of this equation. This is MOUZ working with less again. And if they hadn't just pulled this off 2 rounds ago, you would never believe. This head-to-head so skewed. Nuke, somewhere they've never won. And now Nico fully flashed as a player fall down on top of him. m0NESY and Nico combine for the open. Here comes that Galil. Thomas challenge out from main. And kicks down to 9, gets cleared off of the wall. MOUZ will fight tooth and nail again at the start of this round, and with 1:20, they can catch their breath and try to collect their thoughts.
Yeah, they want to create some separation here from the CT side, have them guessing, spread out a little bit, and make one more mistake. MOUZ have been better in these spots at causing mistakes. m0NESY's been acutely aware. He pulled him out of the depths on that last round. He gets a little info. Build that tension.
Oh, they just step right through.
Total disrespect.
Oh man, Jimmy on the point, and with that op locked in, backside TeSS on the brink. Oh, it's instant!
And he knows he was supporting this push.
TeSS dead next. MOUZ have got this in the bag. If not for that one last superstar, bomb plant here by Brolin. In a year of Counter-Strike where MOUZ are constantly towards the top, but never with their trophies. One single taste of victory, and that may mean nothing in comparison for Torji to step forward into the playoffs on home soil. Kyosuke's got a chance. 3 kills off of that. 3 health, I mean. Players down beneath. Brolin's gonna pop him. And MOUZ amongst the best in Budapest. They will step forward to the MVM Dome. Hungary, you have your hero.
What a performance at home. It's got to feel incredible to be MOUZ right now. Everybody on your side. Torji, so many highlights in this series, taking down their biggest rival of this year. Arguably the team that's held them out of